Hey, welcome everyone to Tabletop to Keyboard. I am Dustin. I am your GM and the host tonight. And we are finishing up the adventure from the back of the main Gauche book for Zweihander supplement. It is There's Something About Marie, and we have my cast of players back this week to finish this story to bring this thing to an end. And if you're coming here today because you were looking for some character creation for Zweihander, stick around when this story is over. I'll be joined by Snacks there. She'll be coming back with the cast for Vigilantes of Elandria, which will be doing character creation for the ongoing Zweihander game that we'll be running every other Sunday, a little later in the day than this start time, but it will still be every other Sunday starting from, tonight after character creation. So stick around for what is, I've dubbed as my Zweihander doubleheader today. But first, I'm going to go ahead and give themselves one more chance to introduce themselves and their characters, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what happened last game in this story, just to make sure everyone's on the same page and refreshed before we go into the end of There's Something About Marie. So, Malice, go ahead and tell everyone who you are and who you're playing.
Hey, as it says right above me, I am playing a character named Bingo. I am kind of an old man who's been through it all. I'm a watchman who is a sharp eye but short in stature. I'm a little halfling, pretty much who runs for his life and hides behind his giant crossbow and shoots people. Other than that, I am the Malice Conspiracy. Feel free to catch me at any time that's you're not watching this wonderful channel.
All right, Georgie.
Hey, I'm Georgie. I play Vladimir. I'm a very tall, very skinny ogre who is a pamphleteer. So you'll read about this whole story next week in our next issue.
And sliding through the overlay over there, we have Snacks. Snacks, tell them who you're playing and who you are.
I'm playing Freddy. I am a Chief Jack. I'm a large man. I'm known as a mountain amongst men, standing 6'2", 253 pounds. I like to drive good bargains, but I do not like to move human flesh or do any terrible things to animals. So I'm a bit cynic, but I still have a little bit of a heart left in me, I think.
All right, and last but not least, we have the nerd down there at the end. Tell everyone who you are and who you're playing.
Hi, I am Beauty and the Nerd. I am playing Cork, who has herpes.
Own it.
Yeah. No explanation for that, other than I died. And I am
It's a brutal way to get herpes.
Yeah. Very brutal. I am playing Cork, who is a known quarter wrestler who is just very pale. Let's just go with that.
All right. So that rounds out our adventuring party. And in the last game session, they had fled the village of Vorburg after the tragic end of A Bitter Harvest and made their way to a place called Drake's Landing, where they were on a barge trying to find passage to the town of Minuet. While there, they encountered a man who had been stabbed and was bleeding to death on their boat and had handed them a small message before he gasped his last breath and died on their boat that said that the Witchstone would arrive on the 13th on the Twin Trout, and then the initials U and G. And they took this piece of paper and dissuaded Sergeant Winterhalder and his Reeves from searching the boat too hard, and the Reeves didn't find the person they were looking for, and they left. And then everyone promptly threw the man into the river, the dead man into the river, took his stuff, and then proceeded the next morning to sail to Minuet. They arrive in Minuet. They go to the place called One-Eyed Jacobs, which, after a short stint in meeting many of the greeters and the barmaids, come to realize that it is a brothel, and they find themselves hanging out in this brothel, warming up because it was wet and it was cold, and taking rounds and rounds of spirits and shots and ales and everything else that was being lobbed at them. And in the midst of all of this, they meet an Ardanian woman who comes down and introduces herself as Marie and begins to talk to them a bit about their adventures and where they came from and a little bit about what's going on over there. And then after they talk with Marie for a bit, they all crash for the night. Freddy has a disturbing dream. Then they wake up the next morning, the morning of the 13th. or Vladimir, sorry. Vladimir has a disturbing dream, not Freddy. And they wake up the next morning. They go down and find out that Herman Truman, the toll house keeper, his assistant tried to rob the deposit box where all the tolls are kept and was being held captive in the toll house. And two of them, I believe it was Bingo and Freddy, were then tasked with cleaning up the dock area for Herman Truman. He was going to pay them some coin, and also to keep an eye on Ruben, his young assistant who was being held until the Reeves could come to take him up to where justice would be served. In the meantime, Vladimir and Cork went across town to a place called the Flask, where they went and met with the local racketeer named Bruno Kennard, who diplomatically got Cork to sign on to kill poor Ruben, because Ruben was, of course, stealing the tolls on behalf of Bruno Kennard to help pay him off, because Bruno Kennard, being a local outlaw chief, was running a racketeer business where he's basically offering all the businesses in town, including One-Eyed Jacobs, protection, from all the criminals in town if they just pay him a tax. So everywhere the party was going, they were seeing that they had to pay a Kennard tax, and that was the coin that was going to Bruno Kennard. So Cork signs in blood that she is willing to take on a rather hefty contract for Mr. Kennard to kill Ruben before he's handed over to the Reeves. Because if Ruben is handed over to the Reeves, they will obviously then learn that Bruno Kennard was behind the whole thing and come and take down his little crime enterprise, and that would be not cool. So Mr. Kennard didn't want that either. In the midst of all of this, we now have Vladimir, who also took on a job for Mr. Kennard to replace Diesel, the bouncer at One-Eyed Jacobs, who was being placed there by Kennard, who got himself knocked out after getting a little too handsy with some of the girls. And so Vladimir has got to spend part of his day now working as the bouncer for One-Eyed Jacobs. And that is kind of where we left off, with the day kind of starting to wind a bit, and with everything expected to come down. This is the 13th, it's a Friday, and you know that at some point, Witchstone is going, whatever that stuff is going to arrive here in Minuet. And you have no clue yet as to what it is, or why it's coming, and what's a twin trout. Nobody knows. So that is where we're picking up today, as we have Bingo and Freddy are making their way down there. They're at the toll house. They're working for Herman Truman. In the meantime, Vladimir has to make his way over to One-Eyed Jacobs, where he will begin to do his shift, I guess, if you will, as the bouncer at One-Eyed Jacobs. So we're going to go ahead and start with you, Vladimir. You get done with your meeting with Mr. Kennard, taking on a silver contract, as he called it. You're working for Silver. And he has sent you over to the brothel to work the door and make sure that you collect the Kennard tax from Madam, what's her name? Yeah, Madam Dominica. So you find your way across the muddy puddle streets over to the brothel. You arrive there. There's nobody working the door because no one's seen Diesel since he got knocked out.
I guess I'm gonna make sure my spot's all cleared off where Diesel was, and I'm gonna go ahead and make my way inside, I guess.
You got a stool there, and you go and you sit, and you see Julian and Vivian look up at you, and they seem rather confused that you're sitting in Diesel's spot, and they kind of give you a side-eyed glance because you were there the night before when Diesel was punched, and none of you did anything about it. So they look really kind of confused, but they go about their work of serving drinks to the few patrons who are there. It's midday. It's not as busy as it was at the night when you guys arrived. But they kind of just keep giving you this weird kind of glancing looks, really kind of unsure how you're now tangled up in all of this mess.
To an extent, I guess I kind of just shook back at him because I'm 100% sure how I got here. Just somebody over here.
That's what you get for following court.
But essentially, just tip my hat and just keep doing what I do.
So after a while, curiosity gets the best of them, and one of them walks over and says, "Are you working for Mr. Kennard now?"
I'm just making an honest day's dollar or silver.
I see. Well, if you've come looking for Marie, she's gone. She's not here.
So what business might I have with Marie?
Well, you had spent much time talking to her last night. I thought perhaps you had come back to find her. Everyone's been asking for her. There was another man here recently who came in, who I think works for Mr. Kennard as well, and he asked if she was here, but we had to tell him no, that she wasn't here either, and I know that I've heard the madam mention that Bruno Kennard is wanting a personal arrangement made with Marie at some point, so I thought perhaps you had come to inquire if Marie was still here, or perhaps you had been put here to let Mr. Kennard know when Marie returns.
No, I have no business with Marie. My business with Mr. Kennard is separate.
Well, I suppose coin is hard to come by these days, so and Mr. Kennard does pay.
Certainly, I come back to get your bread and soup. Best soup in town.
Yes, I suppose it takes a few coins to do that too, doesn't it?
Certainly.
Well, if you would like another bowl of soup, I can arrange it. And she wanders off over towards the bar. It isn't too long after that you see Madame Dominica comes down from the same stairs where you saw Marie descend down the previous night, and she's much better dressed than the other girls. She is a bit older. You can tell that she keeps a little more regal, refined look to her than many of her workers do. You get that sort of sense that, oh, we got a cat invasion. So you see, she comes down there and she walks over across and walks up to you and she says, "Good day, sir.
Good day.
To get you our diesel's replacement."
I am, for now.
So, you're rather a new face around here, though. I have not seen many ogre in his employ.
Nah, we just stumbled into town.
The girls had told me that the previous night that you had been a patron here.
Yes.
So, did you also make your way into the flask by chance?
We have.
Is there a chance I could have you come upstairs and talk to me more privately for a moment?
Certainly.
So you leave your stool and you follow her up there, and she opens one of the doors with a lock and key. And when you walk in, it looks like a small office. She has a desk there and a chair. She kind of closes it behind you. Says, "Here, take a seat. I don't want to speak where others can hear."
All right, so I'll go ahead and have a seat. And obviously, I'm interested.
You're sizably larger than most of the men who work for Kennard. I can see why he would wish to employ you.
I may be tall, but I'm a big teddy bear. More of a literacy man.
By chance, when you went to the flask, did you make your way into Bruno Kennard's office when he hired you?
No, we were out in the main room.
That's a shame.
Oh?
I'd be willing to pay considerably if you or one of your companions would be able to retrieve something for me from the flask. I can't go in there alone. I dare not go myself.
As you notice, my stature is a bit large to be sneaking around, but depending on the reasons, I might be able to talk to one of my roommates.
Well, He's been trying to leverage against me a meeting with one of my new girls, Marie. And I've done my best to I suppose distract him and keep him busy so that he doesn't continue to pressure, but unfortunately I'm running out of ways to buy time for Marie. And I'm afraid soon that if he continues to have leverage over me, he could take this entire establishment from me. He has paperwork. He has paperwork in his office that I need retrieved. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, and if you're in good with Mr. Kennard, perhaps you would be able to retrieve the paperwork for me.
Well, if it's only paperwork, and everything's is legal here, why would he have anything over you?
Well, I'm afraid that, well, I don't really want to get into the business of it, but he has things that as long as he possesses them, he has the ability to take this place from me. I would rather not lose it, but I mean, if it's too much to ask, then perhaps I'll find another. There are other patrons here. Maybe I'll find another who could do so, but you being new to town, you haven't worked for Mr. Kennard very long. So I was hoping perhaps your loyalties were not as strong as some of the others in town, like Diesel, who's worked for him for quite some time.
Well, it's true. I'm new in town, and I don't have much loyalty to the man. He is paying a fair wage, and but I can take this up with my other crew members and see what their plans are.
If you would do so, I would be much obliged if one of you would be able to retrieve these for me.
Do you know about where in his office these might be?
I suppose he has some sort of safe box.
All right, I'll talk to my crewmates and see how this works out.
Now, rumor is, Mr. Kennard does not hold his liquor well. If you get him drinking, it would not take much to get him under the table. You all were doing quite well with your shots last night.
What can I say? We do enjoy a good mead.
Thank you, sir. You may return to your post before anyone notices that you're missing.
Thank you, madam. And I'll go out. Yep.
You return back down the stairs, and you get, again, kind of weird glances from some of the workers, noticing that they may not have noticed you from the previous night, but that you're obviously a new face, and being nearly 8 foot tall, you're incredibly hard to miss, even though you are, for your ancestry, quite frail. But that still makes you larger than even Freddy, who for a human is a mountain amongst men. You're still sizably taller and maybe more lanky, but certainly still sizably taller than even Freddy is. So you make your way back down there where you fill up most of the door frame and sit down on the tiny stool that's not nearly sized right for you, and continue to just watch over the brothel for a couple hours as you were paid to do. In the meantime, down at the toll house, Freddy and Bingo have been dutifully moving cargo and walking down the pier for Herman Truman and knocking on the houseboats and the barges and collecting the tolls and making sure they get safely put into the newly reconstructed by Herman Truman toll box where all the tolls have to go. And you were moving lumber and stuff from some of the damaged ships. And of course, anxiously awaiting for that shipwright from Swansea to make its way here to fix your guys' barge so you can leave. Your captain, of course, still snoozing the day away aboard the barge.
Also looking out for any ships with names on them that say anything like Twin Trout or Two Trouts or Double Trout or...
Okay. Go ahead and make me just a routine scrutinize check.
Somebody hasn't pulled up their character sheet yet.
No character
That
sheet.
guy's a real jerk.
It's a good call. I should do that.
No, it's always that first roll, right?
It's always that first roll.
Scrutinize.
Got to break the seal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you said routine. Let me turn that off. Cancel.
Okay, that is a success. You make your way down, you start looking at the names of the ships, and you notice that there's kind of two common themes when it comes to names on ships. One, they bear some sort of female's name. Or they bear some sort of fish name. But you don't see any that are the twin trout.
Well, I will keep my eye open for it
All right. So
as new boats arrive.
you make your way down. You meet with a few of the other captains. They begrudgingly hand over their coin for the tolls, and you return back to Herman Truman with them, who again has the young man Reuben in a cell inside the toll house. He looks at you and Freddie, and he says, "Well, I have something I need one of you to do.
Yes.
One of you needs to stay here and watch over Reuben while I get myself a much-needed nap. The other, I hear there's a man who's been put into the holding cell up near up on the west end of town. There's a small cell there where they throw drunkards and stuff in, and when Reuben's gone tonight, we'll need to prep him to come down here and sit in the toll house where I can keep him."
Okay, so we just make sure Ruben's good until such time as Ruben's gone?
Yeah, and then you need to go up there and find out what the situation is with the other inmate, and then just come back and report to me, and then we'll
If he's
make
just a
arrangements
drunk or something.
for him to be transported down here later. I
So
can-
Freddie's thinking he'll definitely go up and talk to this, get a lay of it, see if there's any kind of persuasion he needs to do while he's there.
Well, I have concerns that this is some sort of stunt by Mr. Kennard. I fear for Reuben's life, and I think that perhaps trying to get a second man incarcerated down here at the toll house is just the opportunity that they would need to take a stab at young Reuben. And I am intent on seeing that Reuben has proper justice served, not at the end of some bloody dagger by some local crime lord. So go up there and see if you can identify who is the new inmate, and come back and let me know.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, so I will hold up here, and you go check out the other inmate.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Freddie's gonna go up there to.
All right, so you make your way up through the streets of Minuet. It's still puddles everywhere. You can still smell the rain from the nights before. It's not currently raining, at least. The rain has finally broke. You make your way up, and you head off to the west end of town, where as you approach there's a small, it almost looks like it's supposed to be some sort of a shrine to the God Emperor. But there is a cell there with bars that where somebody can be held and stored. And you assume that at one point perhaps this was maybe where a priest or doomsayer or someone of that sort would perhaps keep somebody who had violated the edicts of a church, more so than the town law. But because all the holy people have mostly vacated Minuet a long time ago, this little rundown shrine sits here, and the cell is used as sort of a more temporary holding spot for people who cause too much of a ruckus. And you find your way up there, and as you get close, you see there are a set of hands grabbing onto the bars.
So I'm going to get a little closer and scrutinize this the person inside this enclosure.
Okay, you walk up to it, and when you get up there closer, you see the hands kind of let go and back away, and you see a cowering figure in the back of a small stone cell. It's not even a normal, like, jail cell size cell. It's really, really small. There's just a small bench back there sort of to lay on or sit on, and there's really nothing else in the room with him. So when you get close enough, you can clearly see inside that it's the bouncer, Diesel. He says, Don't hit me. Don't hit me again, please.
Diesel, I'm much surprised to see you in here. Aren't you one of Kennard's men?
He, upon hearing your voice, he spins around quickly and runs up and grabs the bars. You have to get me out of here, please. Please get me out of here before he returns. Before that monster returns.
Before who returns?
Oh no, there he is.
Why?
We're too late. And you see he slinks back away from you. And you feel a gaze is upon you. You turn to see a 4-foot tall halfling with a wide-brimmed hat and a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow with a cigar kind of hanging out of one side of his mouth. He's got kind of a duster on. He kind of looks up at you, and he's holding 2 chains in one hand, and at the end of each of those chains is a large German Shepherd style dog that's just kind of growling and snarling, and they're looking at you like at any point in time he might just drop those chains and just eat you alive.
Okay.
He looks
You
at
found
you.
a halfling named Two Chains.
Who the hell are you?
Well, I'm Freddie. I am Freddie Schellhammer. I'm here with my crew in town. We are passing through, but we've been doing a little work during the time, including for Mr. Kennard, as well as helping down on the docks so we can get our barge ready.
You work for Mr. Kennard?
Why, yes, part of our crew does, yes.
Well, Diesel here works for Mr. Kennard, too.
And why is Diesel in here? Last I saw, he was working working at the tavern when we arrived, I believe yesterday? I don't know. It's been some time.
Well, Diesel's in here because he fucked up.
Well, so what happens next? So what's... Well, how did he fuck up? What do you mean with that?
It's not really my problem. I just came here to get information. Now, if you ain't planning on doing anything stupid, and I sure hope you don't, because I ain't fed my dogs yet today.
Oh, well, no, not trying to do anything stupid, just up here to kind of get a idea of just looking for some information, that's all. Nothing, just something to help us with our work.
See. Well then, if you don't mind, I'm going to get back to talking to Diesel about where I might find that Ardanian woman.
Isn't she down? I can't remember the name of the place, but Ardanian woman. Which Ardanian woman would that be?
What do you mean, which Ardanian woman? There's only one Ardanian in this town.
There are dozens of them.
Goes by the name Mariah or something like that, right? Listen, the details ain't important. I just need to know where she is.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm waiting for the rest of my party to, I'm just gonna step over here. So,
Well,
Freddie's Freddie's been working hard on the boats, lifting stuff, this and that, so he's not quite on his game at the moment. To be able to kind of, especially with the dogs. I mean, understand, Freddie's a big guy. Those dogs go for him, he probably wind up holding up, he'd be able to hold one on each arm,
Yeah.
But he doesn't want us there to get injured here.
Look, you don't seem to know much about what's going on. So listen, to expedite this process, since Mr. Diesel here does not seem to value his molars, if you could point me in the direction of the Ardanian woman, or better yet, if you got a little something perhaps with her scent on it that I could present to my dogs, you could speed this whole thing up. It'd be worth a few crowns, if you get my drift. He kind of jingles a coin purse on his belt.
And he says, and so Freddy says, "Well, I'm not one to turn away from a bargain, but I haven't had any personal interactions with this woman you speak of. I believe I did see her in the establishment where we dined last night. But other than that, no, I don't know. Actually, we've been here 2 days, haven't we? So,
You guys got here the previous day, yeah. So this is your second day here.
Yeah, I've seen her, but no, I've not had an encounter. Sorry, I can't help you there. So, and because what's going on is a little meta here is Freddy isn't really willing to give up, just give up somebody that might be, he doesn't know the reason for him to be searching out Marie, but something seems off. But the reality is he doesn't have anything that can help this hunter, or whatever you call it, bounty hunter.
So he kind of motions to you, and he says, "If you don't know anything and you don't have anything useful for me, you'd be best to keep on stepping. Me and Hans and Franz
Ready?
here got a little more work to do with Diesel."
Okay. Freddy's going to step off, not out, maybe just go around, just to see if he can eavesdrop.
Remember,
He's not.
three
being
gold
by himself.
crowns if you can bring me something of hers with her scent on it.
Mhm.
Three
All
gold
right, well,
crowns buy you a whole lot of soup.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I'll let you get on with your work. Thank you. And so Freddy's going to step off, get around the corner, and then pop back. Then kind of look around to see if he can eavesdrop on the conversation.
Okay, so
I realize it's not going to be a conversation. It may be essentially that I'm about to see someone be tortured for information, but.
So you see the little halfling with his two dogs that are bigger than him. I mean, he's got these two chains, and they seem to be well trained. They're not pulling on him too hard. He's able to hold them, but he does lean them up there, get them up there to the bars, and they start yapping and snapping at the guy, and then he gives them the command, and they sit there, and he walks up there to the bars, and you can't see the hands of Diesel anymore. He's backed away from him again, and you hear the halfling say, "Now, listen here, wretched filth of a man. I know you know where she goes. You've been the bouncer at One-Eyed Jacobs for some time. What direction does she go when she leaves in the mornings?" And Diesel's like, "I don't know. I don't pay no attention. They come and go as they please. I'm just there to collect some coin and make sure that nobody mishandles the goods, right? I mean, that's my whole job. I don't really keep tabs on anyone." He says, "Well, I know your employer has been looking to find this Ardanian for some time. I know you know more than what you're letting on. You've fallen out of grace with Mr. Kennard. He could care less what I do to you now. But if it makes you feel any better, Mr. Kennard is not the one who's employing me, and you are not my target. I'm getting a fair amount of coin in order to find this Mariah. So if you could just point me in her direction, I'll let you keep what's left of your teeth." He says, "Please don't." You see the little halfling begins to take a padlock off of the gate. He swings the gate open. Now you gonna talk? And you see Diesel again just pleads, no, I don't know anything. Diesel is, all I know is she arrived a couple weeks ago and she made some sort of deal with the madam, and she leaves every morning and she doesn't come back until right before sunset. That's all I know. I don't know where she goes. I have to stay there on my stool. Maybe talk to my replacement. You see, he goes, alright. Well, fortunately, there's a real shortage on dog food here in these parts. And he drops the chains, and you see the dogs rush in there and start. You hear them just screaming as the dogs start attacking. After a few seconds, you don't hear screams anymore. You hear just a snarling and gnashing of canine teeth. The little halfling just stands there, lights up his cigar, and takes a couple puffs. Reaches down, grabs the chains, and gives them a couple tugs, and the dogs come back out. He just closes the door and repadlocks it up. And then you see he wanders off to the north, mumbling something under his breath.
Okay. Question, meta. Does Freddy and Bingo know that Vlad is replaced? No,
you don't know, because they went straight from the flask to where they're at now. So, and Cork, you haven't seen Cork either in quite a while. So you guys know they went to talk to the flask to talk to Mr. Kennard, and they hadn't returned. But it's only been a couple hours, so, since that happened, it's not like it's been 2 days or anything weird. So it's not unusual that you wouldn't have heard from them by now. But they also have not returned from their meeting.
Okay.
So, Cork, we're going to go ahead and
sir?
switch over to you for a moment. You have taken out a contract.
Yep.
To take out the young thief, Reuben, who is currently being held up at the toll house.
Is there any way I could get myself, thrown into jail?
Well, I mean, there's always a possibility of that.
Specifically the same jail that kid is in?
Well, I mean, you could go down there and make the toll house keeper angry enough that he'd have no choice but to put you into the cell with Reuben, but you don't know how well that might work.
All right.
Foreshadowing, it won't.
Well, I'm gonna try anyways.
Okay. So you start making your way down towards the toll house, and as you make your way down through the streets, you see, as you pass One-Eyed Jacobs, you see Vladimir sitting there on his stool at the door, where Diesel was the night before.
Can I quickly wave to him and just be like, yo, super casual?
And it's not too far. It's not too far after you pass by One-Eyed Jacobs that, coming out off a side street, you run into Freddy. Freddy, you run into Cork in the middle of the street, not too far from One-Eyed Jacobs.
Hi, Freddy.
Hey, Cork. Where's Vladimir?
I saw him at the brothel.
Really? What was he doing there?
He was just sitting on a stool, being super casual.
Wait a minute. He was sitting on a stool at One-Eyed Jack?
Yeah.
We better go talk to him. He might be in grave danger. And Freddy tells Cork what he's just witnessed, and says, I got a bad feeling about this, because Gideon suggested that he go talk to his replacement, And if Vlad is a replacement, Vlad could be in pretty grave danger if he thinks that we have anything to do with this Ardanian woman that he's looking for.
Me, Marie?
Yes. I didn't want to divulge too much, but meanwhile, also, I don't think things are going so great down at the docks either. I mean, Bingo's down there right now. Keep an eye on Ruben, making sure he stays safe. What do you know? How did your discussion go at the Flask?
It went well.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it went well. Nothing here. Nothing to hide.
Court, are you gonna go with me back One-Eyed Jack to check on Vlad and make sure he's safe? Maybe get about our business and get that F out of here. See if we can get this barge going.
Yeah, about that, you can go see him. I'm just gonna go see how the kid is doing with Bingo.
Sure you don't want to go back with me? It's just around the corner from Wide-Eyed Jack.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay.
Cork, why did you leave Vlad on his own?
Sorry?
Why did you leave? Why aren't you with Vlad? I thought y'all were working together, going to work on a deal.
No.
Nard didn't give you any work to do?
No. He had nothing for me.
All right. Tell Bingo I'll be back down in a moment. I'm gonna go get Vladimir.
Okay.
All right.
So you two part ways in the street. Freddy heads up to One-Eyed Jacobs, where you will find Vlad shortly, and Cork will make way down to the toll house. Roughly, we're getting there at the same time that you'll reach One-Eyed Jacobs, and Cork, you get down to the toll house and you don't see the toll keeper anywhere, but you do find Bingo standing guard at the door vigilantly with his arbalest crossbow, which is nearly as big as him, standing there with it at the ready, looking out, and he sees you come strolling up alone.
Would he have the keys to get inside the cell? Or no?
No. The keys would be on the toll house. He would have kept the keys. He's just having them keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't try to bust out or no one tries to break in. So, Bingo would not have a key. No.
Okay. I'm just gonna quickly wave to Bingo and then just, try and get into, some sort of chaos.
What are you gonna do?
Just how you doing?
Can I just, start drawing a dick on the side of the building?
Yeah, you got a knife or something. You can start etching into the stone. It's a stone building. You can start to draw some graffiti. I feel like I need to make you roll just to see how good of a job you do, because this is hilarious. So, let's just go with...
Why are you trying to cause trouble where we're trying to get paid for some work?
No reason.
Well, then stop.
No, I don't want
to. Man, there's not even
lost
a
your
good
mind?
Tradecraft, I guess, is all there is. You can just make a routine tradecraft check to see how good you are at carving anything that's recognizable.
All right.
I'm just trying to figure out why you're trying to face a building. Is there some meaning behind it? Are you trying? This just seems
I just
weird.
really like it.
Okay, you don't have any you don't have any dots in it. It's flipped to fail, so a 51 is not a success. But otherwise, that was a fantastic roll. But unfortunately, it's she's clearly drawing something on there, and it's not well done. But it's.
Is that a rabbit?
Yes, it's a rabbit. a very phallic rabbit.
Why does it have 2 ears?
You'll see.
So Bingo Cork is just busy with her stiletto or whatever she's got there, just etching this thing into the stone.
And I'm just like looking at her like, what are you doing? Like, why? Well, go away.
But I really want to hang out with...
Go carve on something else.
Like, I just want to hang out with my best friend.
But we're getting paid to watch this place. Thus, like, let's, like, not get rid of my money by you damaging the building. Go carve on that boat over there. Piss that guy off.
No, I really want to get into trouble, man. Like...
Right, you go carve on that boat. I assure you there'll be plenty of trouble.
Specifically...
You'll have all the trouble you'll want.
I want to get in trouble with the toll maker, okay?
Why?
Just let me have my moment.
Why?
Because I have reasons.
And those reasons are...
Because I love you.
I'm thinking that's it. So, what are you trying to do? Why are you trying to get in trouble with the guy who is paying us?
Do you
I
not
think those
know
herpes
me?
has gone to her brain.
I'm like, you always been a little bit off. Right now, you're way off even for you.
Well, the thing is, I've always been off, man. Like, I don't know what it is for you, but like, maybe it is the herpes. I don't know.
Well, go mess with something else. I want to earn my money so I can afford dinner and a place to sleep.
Can I just toss him, like, the gold crown that I've got?
You can give him a gold crown. I'm sure he'll take it.
Yeah. Here, I'll give you a gold crown for your food, okay?
Now, Bingo, you know that none of you had any gold crowns yesterday.
Right. I'm like,
Just so that's clear. And that gold crown has a speck of blood on it.
Can I just punch myself in the face?
Sure. You relent?
Sorry?
You relent?
yes.
I mean, you're not going to
our
defend
own
against
fist.
yourself, so... Yeah, you punch yourself once. It's not going to do any damage. You're not going to hit yourself hard enough to do actual damage, so...
So no blood?
Oh, you just want to make yourself bleed? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
but
bloody
you
your
have to
nose.
pop herself in the nose. Oh, what? I just keep looking at this gold coin, like, looking at her, looking at this, like, and her, she's being more erratic than normal, and which is, usually a challenge. So, let's see here. You talk to Mr. Kennard.
Yeah.
You now have gold coins.
Yeah.
And now you're here trying to be crazy.
What? Question. When have I not been crazy?
No. You've never been this crazy. This
I?
is extra crazy. You just
Have
punched yourself in the face. That is a level of crazy that they send you off to places for.
Like what kind of places? An asylum?
Ones with lots of priests and lots of exorcisms.
Oh, I love The Exorcism. Like, I love that movie.
Movie?
So Cork is trying her best to get Bingo to let her in, and it's clearly not going anywhere. So we'll cut back over and see how Freddy handles Vladimir for a few minutes.
I'm definitely paranoid of the, like, okay, you talk to the guy who I know probably is the guy who hired this dude to steal stuff, and now all of a sudden you got a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty
Is she
obvious
there
what's
now?
going on.
Right.
I mean, she's not
She's
veiling
there.
or hiding it at all. Like it's
Right.
it's clearly she's been paid to try to get in there for some reason. I mean,
Break
it's-
him out or whatever it is.
yeah, she's not even making a convincing lie at this point. So you get Cork, who's an orc now, and is trying to get in there, and you could claim that maybe some of that has deranged her a little bit as it sets in, but this is definitely odd even for Cork. In the meantime, Freddy has made it to One-Eyed Jacobs and sees Vladimir sitting on the stool.
Vladimir.
What's up, Chuck?
Vladimir, what are you doing? Are you working the door right now?
I'm just making sure everything's kosher.
How did it go at Canards at Flask?
Oh, went great.
Did he give you this job?
Sure.
What did he give Cork to do?
I'm not sure. She's probably just doing something crazy.
Okay, so he didn't witness that part of the discussion?
I'm not. What he did or didn't witness has nothing to do with what he's willing to tell you.
I'm not even sure she knows what she signed up for.
Okay, Vladimir, in the words of Bingo, we got to go. We got to get out of here now.
Is the captain ready to leave?
And Freddy tells Vlad about what he's witnessed and Gideon's death by the dogs and say, Vladimir, I don't think you want to be on that stroll right now, because if that halfling's coming down here, you could be next.
I mean, obviously I don't know anything, so why would they want anything with me? I just got here.
It doesn't matter. The last thing I heard Gideon say was, "Go talk to my replacement." If you value your life, I think it's time that we need to get the team together and see what we can do to expedite our departure from this place.
I mean, I may be tall and lanky, but there ain't a whole lot that can hurt me. I think I'll be all right. Once the captain's ready to go, we'll roll out. But we gotta make some coin in the meantime.
Well, you know what? Can't spend money when you're a dead man. I'm a good businessman. I know this. All right. I'm Husky, mountain amongst men. I'm telling you, right now, you are at grave peril.
Well, I mean, if Captain's not ready to go, I'm going to be in danger sitting here or sitting on the boat. So might as well make some money while I'm in danger.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to tell you, I can smell a bad deal. All right.
Well, if you think it's so dangerous, why don't you hang out here with me and we can take whatever comes at us.
He's like, you're a bastard. Do you know that?
Yep. But I'm going to be a rich one. Well, richer.
He wants that soup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Freddie? No, Freddie. You know, Vlad? Talk myself. I gotta say, I don't think we've known each other very long, have we?
No, not too long.
So, all right. Well, you just do what you feel you need to do. Keep that stool warm. I'm gonna go check on Bingo. All right. At this point, Freddie is like, WTF? What happened to Kennard? Cork was being suspect. Vlad's not having any sense of survival. Freddie is all about freaking survival, but he also knows it's about having the right allies. So he's gonna hightail it down to Bingo.
You make
And
your
let him
way
go.
back down to the toll house in time to see that Cork has a bloody nose, has her stiletto out. There's a crude drawing etched into the stone, not too far from where Bingo is vigilantly standing guard. And Bingo has the most annoyed look on his face you've seen probably since you were in Vorburg. That's what you walk up to.
Freddy walks up to Bingo and says, "We gotta go. We gotta go.
We gotta go?
What can we do to facilitate getting getting what needs to happen for us to get out of here?" And Freddy takes Bingo aside, but facing towards Court, and telling Bingo, "Hey, I need to fill you in on what I found up there in that cell, and what happened,
Okay.
and what happened. All right."
Sure. What happened?
I went
Please,
up there.
let me know.
I went up there. Gideon was there. It was Gideon who was in the cell, and turns out that they're looking for Marie.
Gideon?
The door. What was his name?
Diesel.
Diesel. The bouncer from One-Eyed
Okay.
Jacob. He's dead.
Hi. So the plan then wasn't apparently to get Diesel to come down here to kill the kid. Okay.
Yeah, but speaking
Who
of which,
killed the
Court is-
Diesel? Do you know?
So Diesel was killed by a halfling who said that he wasn't working for Kennard. He was working for someone else, but that he had to find Marie at any cost, and that included going to talk to Diesel's replacement, who currently is Vlad. They're looking for the halfling has two German shepherds, and they're and so
Slow it down. Calm down.
I got
What?
evidence.
So
hey, all that blood and all the dog stuff was a little much for him. So
you're saying that a bounty hunter showed up and killed Diesel because of Marie?
yes, they're looking for
Okay.
Marie. They're looking for something with her scent, or anybody who's seen her, spoken to her, trying to find out information. And there was no negotiating with that halfling, and he killed Diesel. And the last thing Diesel said was, "Go talk to my replacement."
Okay.
I went down to
Who's
One-Eyed
his
Jacob, but I thought his replacement is Vladimir. So
Okay. Well, Vladimir can take care of himself.
yep.
And Vladimir don't know anything, so he'll probably get a slap of the wrist. I doubt he'll get eaten. Dogs don't usually eat two people in one day, and he's a very large meal.
True.
But I would probably suggest you stay down here then, if there is someone up there wandering around looking for Marie, because we don't need any of that drama. Stay out of that.
Okay. Because you remember that moment we were up on that ridge and we were down and we're like, the odds are stacked. I'm getting a bad feeling about all this right now. My intuition is such that there's times when there's money to be made, and there's times to know when it's best to take what you can and move on.
I flick up the gold coin between my two fingers, and I look at Freddy and I go, "Yeah, seems some people are getting paid pretty well for some shady shit around here."
Cork's just twerking.
Trey just steps back and goes, "How the hell did you get that? And why is there blood on that coin?"
Well, they went up to see Mr. Kennard, right? All of a sudden, he shows up with a gold coin or more, and is now trying to. And I motion towards the damage that she's doing to the building and stuff like that. You can put whatever answer you want to that. I think she's losing her mind.
Are we going to get paid after that, or are we going to have to pay back? God damn you, Court.
And can I just start pissing on the building?
Can you what?
Start pissing on the building.
It's a little bit harder as a female, but I guess you could do it.
I mean, I suppose, yeah. So pretty soon, the toll house keeper emerges from down there. What's all the ruckus going on down here?
This person has lost their mind.
Sergeant Winterhalter will be here shortly to pick up Reuben. You guys ready to finish up your security detail?
Yeah, so, as a report, apparently Diesel was the guy that was put in the cell up in town,
Yeah.
and
That's one of Kennard's men.
as Freddy was arriving, there was a halfling bounty hunter there and killed him.
A bounty hunter?
He
Boy,
was short, he had two big dogs. He was a
That's,
halfling, so.
that's getting rather pricey even for Mr. Kennard.
Well, he claimed that he wasn't working for Kennard. That's the issue.
There's someone
he
else
had
who
it-
wants Reuben dead?
Possibly so.
It wasn't for Reuben.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with Reuben.
It was something about Marie.
Marie. That the tall, dark-haired woman?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she came into port a couple weeks ago, and I ain't hardly seen her since.
She been working in the brothel, I guess. And
Working for the madam.
Yeah. And from the words people been talking, she's missing. And
gone
people
missing.
looking for her.
Well, there ain't been no boats leave. She definitely ain't left here.
So, no idea.
Well, we don't
All I
have no
know
time to
is-
worry about missing prostitutes. We gotta make sure things are ready here. The Sergeant Winterhalter's boat will be here shortly, so we need to. I need one of you to keep a good eye out, and maybe the other be prepared to help me flank both sides of the boy as we take him out here to the dock to be handed over to authorities.
Sounds good.
They usually arrive right before sundown. In the meantime, we'll cut back over to One Eye Jacobs, where Vladimir is busy watching over the few patrons as Vivian and Jillian are running around doing their best. And you see that a man emerges from a room upstairs. He makes his way back down, sits down at a table over near the fire, not too far from where you were seated the night before, and pulls out a book and begins to, looks like he's writing or perhaps even drawing or sketching in the book, sort of just muttering to himself.
Do I think I know this person?
I was trying to remember if it was you or Freddy, but one of you saw him the night before, then he shuffled his stuff away rather quickly and went upstairs. That
Was Freddy.
So I don't think you saw him. So he does not look familiar to you.
All right. Odd, but I don't think he has my interest yet.
Go ahead and make a standard eavesdrop. Oh, that's a very good roll. Okay. So as you're sitting there at their stool, there's not a lot of people in here, so it's not nearly as loud as it was the night before. You can overhear the man muttering somewhat to himself as he's working. He says, "Oh, my dear Madchen, we'll be together again soon, my dear Madchen." And he seems to be working on something. Now you're a educated ogre. As a pamphleteer, you have, I believe, at least one dot in education at this point. So if you would like to make a routine education check, I might give you a small bit more info.
Where is that one?
Should be under intelligence. Education should be there.
You said routine.
Yeah, routine. Okay. You know that Madchen is a term of endearment often used for someone who is like a fiance of sorts.
All right, I'll bite. So I'll just walk over to the fella and say, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?"
Upon seeing you, he quickly closes his book and shuffles it into his bag, and he looks up. He says, "Oh, sorry, just working on some artwork."
Oh,
I'm
no
sorry.
worries.
Was I causing a problem?
No. I'm just new in town, just trying to see what everybody's like.
Oh,
Dot contact.
no, just sorry. I was lost in my work. I do have to go meet with somebody shortly. So if you don't mind, I'll be on my way. And he stands and he pulls his hood up over and he kind of slinks past you and heads out towards the door.
All right. Well, he thinks it's kind of odd, but he just waves him on. He's out of it. It's not his problem anymore.
Right. So he shuffles, and when he puts his book away, you can see that he has like a side like satchel, and there's something else in there in the satchel, large and kind of bulky. You can't see what it is though.
That's when I need Cork.
We lost Quirk. Quirk has left the
Yeah.
building.
It's probably for the best.
No, Freddie just tossed her over the side of the boat. Oh, no, not yet. Sorry.
So, I mean, I don't really have any reason to be a whole lot more intrusive. I guess just go back to my post at this point.
All right, you head back over to your post, and you see over across the street, you see the short halfling with the two dogs. He's walking down the street, and you see that the man who just walked out walks over there towards kind of an intersection where he stops and has a conversation with him. You can't hear because they're too far away, but you see the halfling kind of points around a bit, and the guy kind of makes a few gestures as well, like they're just having conversation. And you see the man that you just spoke to, he kind of looking around to see if anybody's noticing him, and they see you sitting there. Then you kind of just glance away from him for a moment so that to not look like you're staring, and they go about their way. And then you see that he turns and he heads down towards the man with the hood heads down towards the dock area.
Sure. So, in my journalism days, I'm getting pretty good at reading people. Can I read their lips at least, or are they too far for that as well?
I'll be a scrutinize.
Difficulty?
It's going to be hard. Since you're trying to do this from a distance and you can't actually hear them for eavesdrop. Oh, excellent roll, though. You're able to make out the halfling say, "Nobody's seen any hide or hair of Marie. The bouncer knew nothing." And you can't see what the other guy's saying because his back's kind of towards you, but you see him kind of motion, and you're able to read the halfling's lips a bit, though, and he said, "Go ahead and go down there. I'll be keeping watch in case she shows up."
So I think that's kind of odd. And, I kind of want to go see if I can't find Quirk, because I had told the madam that I would help her with her deed.
Okay.
And I'm really not going to get down without Quirk.
Okay. Well, this is getting close to the end of your shift, and another one of Kennard's men comes over there and says, "All right, your time's up."
Oh, well, thank you. This was quite the fun day. Do you have my payment, or how's that come to me?
You have to get that from Mr. Kennard yourself.
All right, we'll meet up later then.
You think he just hands us all extra coins for other people's payments?
Maybe. you look like a nice, trustworthy fellow. I'm sure all of you are the utmost of integrity.
He slides up there onto the stool and gives you that sort of get lost look.
I guess I'll shove off on my way down to the docks where everybody else is.
All right. You make your way down to the toll house, and it is getting real close to sundown at this point. You get down there and you see Freddy and Bingo and Cork all hanging out around the toll house with the toll keeper. And it looks like they're talking about some preparations. And you do, as you glance around, notice that on the far side of the dock area, you do see the man that you had just seen over there on the far side. It looks like he's sitting on a crate, just kind of hanging out for the moment.
All right. So, obviously I'm also going to notice Cork's face. So, I'm going to be shocked by that. I want to ask her what happened, and if kind of quietly I'd ask her if it had anything to do with her job for Mr. Kennard. But
she's still missing, so hopefully she makes it back to her seat shortly. In the meantime, you do have a Bingo and a Freddy there who see you come strolling on up as well.
Sure. So, hey guys. But also want to ask maybe then what's going on, and what all the dock looks a little busier than it normally does.
Yeah, it'll get a little bit busier even soon when apparently the local constables will be here.
Oh, constables? Did they figure out what was going on in this town?
No, they're just hauling this guy out, taking him off for trial.
Vladimir's returned to the toll house, Cork.
For
His
toll
shift
house
is
cookies.
over. So he's talking with Bingo and Freddy at the moment.
Okay.
Freddy, make us some cookies. We need toll house cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get near that Reuben kid first.
So Vlad also wants to kind of ask her if anybody had seen this Marie, because apparently everyone's looking for her, and just wanted to see if anybody else had seen her.
When she wandered off from our table last night was the last time I saw her, so...
Now,
Yeah,
when she
sounds
wandered
like
off, you
it.
do remember she went up to a room in the brothel when she retired for the night.
Do we know if it was the same room that that other gentleman come out of?
No, it was a different room.
I mean, I made the assumption in my head that they'd have looked there first in her room. We don't know where she is. Oh, she's in her bedroom. Glad we spent all
She's
the
just
gold.
watching the movie that the person talked about.
So I assume she's gone farther than that. Yeah. What did you and Cork do? She seems to be losing her mind here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As I point at her, and she's got blood running down her face, and I point at a wall that's got scratches in it in some
And
weird
piss.
pattern. And
Well-
it smells like piss.
She hasn't been quite right since she rejoined our party. I don't really know what's wrong with her, and I don't know if anybody does. But
It's the herpes.
she definitely seems a bit off more than usual. We found work, and I'm not even sure if she knows what she signed up for, but there's definitely something wrong with her.
What did she get hired to do?
She was going to take care of a problem for Mr. Kennard, and I don't know if she knows.
I know nothing.
Well, considering where she's hanging out, I can only assume that she's trying to rescue or what this fella here in the cage.
She was definitely on a liberation type of mission.
Yep, definitely liberating.
Okay.
She liberated the coin right from him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to lie to him and take his money, I make no judgment. But
You see that the toll keeper's walked down to the end of one of the piers, and he's looking down the river.
Can I click the toll keeper in?
You're going to run down there to try to push him into the water?
Yep.
Okay.
as I see her
Can I-
out towards the, I'm like,
Let's
catch up behind you.
I want to try and grab her as well.
let's go to initiatives. Everyone roll your d10. We're just going to get initiative started. You're going to need them here shortly anyway. So if you can tell me what your initiative scores are, I'll put you on the chart. I see Freddy has a 7. What's your initiative score to add to that, Freddy?
Oh, my initiative score is
Beauty and the Nerd is an 11, so it's Quark. $14 for Vlad.
I have a 15.
so mine's actually 15.
15 for Bingo and a 15 for Freddy. Okay, that looks like everybody. So go descending.
Gotta love rolling 2 dice 10 and getting a 6.
Yeah, yeah. That's like your worst roll ever. So, of the people I see on here, it looks like actually Freddy and Bingo still go first at 15. I don't see anyone from the group ahead of you guys. So, you see Cork take off down the pier running towards the toll keeper, who's standing down at the end of the pier, gazing down river. Well, kind of upriver, actually. And, Vladimir, you are in front of Cork, so we're gonna let Bingo and Freddy declare first. Are you guys going to take any actions?
Yeah. How far is Freddy from me right now?
You are Freddy.
Court. How far is Court from me right now?
I mean, within just a couple of yards. You guys were all standing there at the same spot when she takes off, so she's got just a bit of a head start on you, not by much.
But I'm also bigger and can run faster because I'm 6'2". I've got longer strides than she is tall.
Oh.
Well, this
What's
is
your
going to be
actual movement?
a very quick one-round chase scene, essentially. So you'll need a D10 plus your movement, and a D10 plus movement for Cork to see if she outruns you.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to catch her, and I'm gonna try to catch her and grab her and toss her over the boat into the water. See if that will waken her up or
so
knock her out of her madness she's currently in.
she has rolled a 12. So your D10 plus your movement score, which is next to your initiative if you're already looking at that tab. A 12. So because she has a head start of 1, she is currently still 1 ahead of you. You can't quite catch Cork quick enough. Bingo, were you taking any actions as Freddy takes off after Cork? They're running about the same speed, but she just can't quite catch her.
Yeah, I see Cork beelining it for this for the sergeant though, and I'm just like, "Hey, watch out behind you!"
Because you're going to alert the toll keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that'll take surprise away. If she was to get there, she may have had surprise on him, but she won't anymore. So that'll stop that from happening in that kind of way. He'll defend himself.
She said for the sergeant or for the toll keeper. They're not the same, right?
They're not the same person. Sergeant's not there, so I mean it's the toll keepers who he meant.
Sorry.
Yeah, I knew who you meant. So
Toll keeper's paying Bingo and I, so that's why it's
So that brings us to that's Bingo and Freddy. Vladimir, you are next. So you were going to try to grab Cork as well?
Yes.
Okay. make a D10 plus your movement to see if you're faster than a 12. If so, then you have the opportunity to make a coordination check to take her down. Oh, look at that. So Vladimir, however, is faster than both Freddy and Cork. And if you make a coordination check, it's standard, you will be able to take Cork down to the ground.
I'm aerodynamic.
Dude, just let me push him in.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a fail, though. So you catch up to her and you go to grab her, but she's tiny and slippery, and you can't get hold of her. So at the end of this round, then it will then be who's next? Oh, yeah, Herman Truman is next in initiative. Beat Cork by 1. So the Tollkeeper turns and will spend 1 to pull his pike. And seeing Cork bum rushing his direction, being chased by the other 3, he will ready his pike and use a 0 AP weight action to see what Cork is going to attempt to do to him, and then he will spend his AP appropriately. So he's waiting for you to get there, Cork.
Okay.
You've taken your movement for 1 AP to run. That's how or to take your movement to get down here. You have your party members hot on your trail. You have 2 AP left. What would you like to attempt to do at this point?
Can, instead of pushing him in, try to grab for the keys and try to, like, dodge the pike?
Yes, that would be a routine skullduggery check to lift the keys off of him. They are just a big key ring dangling from his belt. You don't have any skill in skullduggery, so that's flipped to fail, but you have done so. You are at a 2 or a 20, both of which is under your 52 rating, so even though you don't have any skill in it, you have successfully reach over and lift the key ring right off his belt. Now that's not going to go over well with him, though. So he is going to attempt a coordination check to take you to the ground. Let me find his character sheet. There's Herman Truman. His coordination is not great. His agility is a 40. He doesn't have any dots in coordination, so he's a straight up 40. Nope. He tries to do a little like leg sweep on you to knock you down, but he misses. So he's left with no choice but his last AP, but to take an actual stab at you. So now he's just gonna attack you at this point. Try to stop you. Ooh, he succeeds at that. So with his pike, he doesn't do much. It looks like he does 6. Is that enough to do a level of damage to you, Cork?
Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god.
You're not dead.
No, I'm just kidding.
There ain't no way you're dead. It's only 1 level of damage.
Yeah.
He didn't even do a... Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, because you're a 3.
I'm a 7.
Yeah, so you take 1 level of damage, you're at lightly wounded. You're at lightly wounded, so you get a cut across your back from his pike as he takes a sweep at you and misses, and then slashes back the other way. He strikes you in the back.
Ow!
He says, and you hear him yell, "Deputies, stop her! It's a thief!" And that'll take us to the top of the next round, where it is Bingo's turn. You're muted, Malice.
I see her snatch the keys and like try to run away, and I'm like, okay, so she's dashing for this door that I'm in front of. So
Yep.
I'm gonna hold my ground here. I'm gonna put my arbalest away, draw my spear.
Your Fireherd Spear? Alright.
Yep, and hold the door.
And hold the door. All right, then that'll bring us to Freddy. Freddy, you are in hot pursuit at the end of the pier. Cork gets away, avoids Vladimir, who's right in front of you, grabs the key ring before getting struck in the back by the toll keeper, and is assuming probably darting back your direction. Would you like to declare some actions?
The toll keeper has hold of Court.
No. He swung at her with his weapon. He has a big two-handed pike.
And she's coming towards.
You guys are on a dock. There ain't anywhere else for her to go but back at you, because he was at the end of the dock. So.
Yeah. All right. So she's coming at Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Freddy's going to attempt to grab her and throw her off the pier.
Okay.
Into the water.
All right then, Vladimir, you are technically next, and your Cork is going to run into you first unless Freddy pushes past you. Are you going to move past Vladimir to grab her?
Was that a question for me or her?
That's a question for Snacks.
I'm gonna wait till she comes to me.
Okay, so you're not spending any AP to move. You're just purely. I just need to know how many AP you're spending. So you're not spending any AP. You're just totally waiting at this point. Okay.
Yeah. Just waiting.
So we'll move on to Vladimir, who's in front of you. Vladimir, Cork is within reach because you're faster than her. We determined that already. She's grabbed the key ring and is headed back your direction. You're the first one that has an opportunity to grab her. Really, even though she beat you in initiative, you're the first one with an opportunity because Freddy's waiting to see if Cork gets past you. So what would you like to do on your turn?
I want to try and grab at her again, and I don't want to throw her off or anything. Just stop her.
Would you like to do a takedown to take her to the ground, or would you like to do a chokehold?
Let's take her to the ground.
Okay, so that's coordination, and she will resist with coordination.
Standard.
Yeah, just standard for both of you.
Jeez.
Would you like to spend a fortune?
Sure, why not?
I love when fortune gets spent in PvP. Oh, all the RPGs is spending 100. All the RPGs, 100 bits will flip fortune one direction or the other. So the real question is do you want to flip an additional fortune to misfortune to give me, the GM, more stuff to play with? Or would you like to take the fortune he just spent and refund it to him by flipping the misfortune back to fortune? He says another misfortune. So you guys are down 2 fortunes now. So
Womp womp.
re-roll that coordination though, Vladimir.
I did. It was terrible.
Oh, I see. Okay, and Cork succeeded at hers. So you didn't succeed. So she didn't need to resist, but she did anyway. So you attempt a takedown maneuver for your 1 AP, and it does not work. You have 2 more AP to spend. You may take an actual attack action if you like, or some other non-committal act of whatever you want to do at this point.
No, I think I'm just gonna wait.
Okay, so you make an honest-looking effort, though, to grab her, and Cork is clearly, with 1 AP, going to slip past you, and now is on to Freddy. So, Freddy, with your wait action, it is now your turn to make a coordination to take Cork to the ground, or would you like to attempt a chokehold as well? You get the choice.
Oh, I thought it was the other way. I thought the takedown requires more than a chokehold.
They're different stats of what you use.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
if you look under combat actions, a chokehold, if you were going to attempt a chokehold, it's athletics test, and they resist with athletics. Or you can go for a coordination, which is a takedown, resisted with coordination.
I'm going to go for the first one.
You want to do the chokehold? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to make an athletics test. It's standard.
Because that would seem appropriate with my brawn being 53, but my agility being 38.
Right, you would probably want to go for it. That's why I'm giving you the option of either one, because it would not make sense for you to try a takedown with Freddy.
And because I have not moved, is this considered standard or routine?
It's standard because it's contested against Cork. It's not a... Difficulty is flat. You just have to beat Cork. You have to succeed, and then Cork has to resist, and the ties then go to the defender. So if she resists, it won't work.
Got it. Okay.
But you have to make it first. Athletics, you succeeded. Okay, so Cork, you have to roll athletics standard, and if you succeed, then her chokehold will not have an effect, and you will slip past her too. You have failed. Would you like to spend a fortune to retry?
Yes.
I figured you might. So
I believe she is crazy enough. She should be spending misfortune.
Nope. Players spend fortune. Only the GM can spend misfortune. And she fails anyway. So she slips past Vladimir. Very, very lively. Slaps right past Vladimir, who makes kind of a half effort to grab her. I don't think his heart was in it. And then, however, Freddy, who most certainly is a beacon of law and order around here, boom, right into a chokehold. Where they've got you kind of restrained now.
Where was this when I needed her? Before I died.
Where was this, Ben Vorberg?
Like, what the heck, Debbie?
So, you got the key ring, you have a slash across your back, and Freddy has you in a headlock, and is a mountain of a man. So, lifting you probably up mostly off the ground, and keeping you restrained. She actually inflicts peril on you. So roll a d10 plus 1, Freddy, to see if you inflict peril on poor Cork.
And as she's doing this, can I try to sneakily try to get Ruben's key?
You're in a chokehold.
Is 8 enough to do a level of peril to you, Cork? Let's check your sheet. Yes, it is. So you're going to take 1 level of peril. So you're going to be down to ignore 1 skill rank because you started out the day imperiled, it looks like. Because of somebody's weird nightmares.
What the heck, Vlad?
So you're now ignoring 1 skill rank, and if you continue to struggle, she will inflict another d10 plus 1 next round, as long as the chokehold is sustained, until you are unconscious.
I just want to really get Ruben's key. That's all I want.
Okay, so you spend 1 AP, and you're sorting through the key ring, and you find Ruben's key on the key ring.
But is it her turn, or is it still within my turn that I haven't used all my AP yet?
It's not her turn yet. You still have more AP if you would like to spend. You have 2 AP left. That's only 1 AP for chokehold.
Yeah, because I've got my 1 AP for chokehold. I wanted to take the keys from her. I've got her in a chokehold, and I want to remove the keys with one of my other
stealing is skullduggery. So this is because you've got her restrained, it'll be routine. So it's a routine skullduggery check.
Okay.
To lift the keys away from her. Well, you don't have any ranks, that's flip to fail. So you're not able to get the key ring from her because you're too busy maintaining the chokehold.
I'm going to spend a fortune since
that's what I love. Spend all that fortune in PvP. Give me all the misfortunes before the actual combat from the book happens. That's a great idea. I love this plan already. I knew you were a special group when I drafted you.
Did you really?
We have burned 48 fortune while trying to do a meaningless combat.
And you still fail. So Cork still has the key ring as she's flailing about. You can't get hold of the key ring, and you've got her by her neck, and she's sorting through keys on her turn.
And I can hold my last AP, right?
Yeah, bingo. You've readied all your actions. You pulled your spear. They got her, it looks like.
Okay,
You're all good? That brings us to Cork. Cork?
I ain't moving away from this door at this point.
Yep. You got 2 AP left, technically, Cork. Well, 1 AP left. You found the key. You're going to have to make an athletics check to break out. If you can't pass athletics, then you're going to take another D10 plus 1 peril from the chokehold. You can't do anything till you break out. Oh, okay. So, as Freddy's attempting to get the key ring from you, she has to loosen up her grip just enough that you slip out.
And I have the key, right?
You have the key.
Okay.
You don't have any more movement, though, because you already took your movement to get to this point. So we're at the top of a new round, so it's Bingo. Bingo, you see Cork slips out as Freddy tries to grab the key ring. She accidentally lets go too much, and you see Cork slips out, hits the ground, panting, catching her breath from being choked. And it looks like she may come your direction. So, you got your spear?
Set my spear and go, Cork, stop this craziness now!
Okay.
I swear, it's the syphilis.
On your knees, put everything you stole from people down. I am done with this.
Freddy, on a 15, you lost Cork. It's not her turn yet. She can't move. What would you like to do now? You have a fresh set of 3 AP.
Is he right there next to me? So I can
Yeah, she hasn't had a chance to run yet, so...
I'm gonna...
Basically holding my AP, I guess.
Yeah.
To see what she does.
You're waiting. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get her in chokehold again.
Okay, make your athletics check to try to re-grab her. Nope, that's a fail. You got 1 fortune left.
But I have 2 more AP, though, right?
Yeah, you can't make the same attempt twice with AP, though. You can only take an action 1 time. You have to spend fortune to retry anything if you want to try the same thing again.
Did I try to strike her?
Yeah, that you can do.
Like, okay.
You just want a barehanded punch, or do you want to draw a weapon?
Why is everyone being so mean to me?
I'm going to, in this round, I've kept my maul put away for a while now. I'm going to just go for a solid punch.
Okay. So that will be a simple melee check at standard.
All right.
You miss.
Yep, that's a fail.
So you swing and miss. Cork is just too small and nimble. It's hard to punch. So that's the end of your AP.
Yep.
So that brings us to Vladimir. Vlad, Freddy had Cork in a chokehold for a moment, tried to grab a key ring. She drops him, takes a swing, misses, can't grab Cork again. What are you going to do with your 3 AP?
Honestly, I'm just going to wait and see what happens.
You're not going to intervene. All right.
I'm just
so we're
enjoying the show.
We're passing Vladimir. We're on to Cork. Cork, freedom. You slipped out of Freddy's big grasp. You can breathe again. You've got the key in your hand, and Bingo is the only thing standing in your way, and he's got his spear pointed directly at you, issuing you a command to stand down.
I am going to run away from everything and just in a different direction.
Okay,
just
so you just take off back up one of the roads?
Yep.
Okay, so you take off with the key ring, back up the road. Up into Minuet proper, up towards One-Eyed Jacobs. You just take off right past, not even close to Bingo, just off the other direction. You'll spend all 3 AP to run.
Yeah.
So you are effectively at a full sprint at this point. Everyone else has spent their AP, so she's going to have somewhat fair escape, except Bingo. He's the only one with a chance maybe to do something if he wants, or he can just let her go. It's up to you, Bingo. But
I'm letting her run away.
Okay. So no one's going to make any real attempt to stop her. So Cork, you get away. You will escape up into Minuet. We'll come back to you momentarily. The toll keeper comes up there and kind of pushes through the group of you as you guys are all exiting the dock back up to the toll house, and he looks at Freddy and he looks at Bingo and says, "Thank you for the alert. You just never know who you can trust these days, can you?"
She's kind of losing her mind. I don't know what's going on.
The lure of coin leads many astray. Obviously, she's taken on contract with Mr. Kennard. She'll probably take that key ring and return it soon to Mr. McConnard, and he'll find some way to try to get down here, but he'll be too late. I think I see Sergeant Winterhalter's boat coming now. Fortunately,
this be over with.
We'll have to spend some time figuring out how to get the lock off of Ruben's cell. So I'm going to need your help with some of that, I think. He has you guys come back into the toll house with him. Pretty soon, right. Vladimir, you're the only one standing out there on the dock. You're positioned outside the toll house where Freddy and Bingo had to go inside with the toll house keeper to try to get this padlock off. You hear him in there clanging and beating on it, trying to bust the lock. You hear Herman Truman in there kind of cursing a bit. Blasted, we'll have to go up there to the general store and get a new lock after this. Can't go using this one again if Mr. Kennard has the key. He's there beating on it. Also have to redo the toll box too, because the key for that was on there too. So we'll have to bust it open again and get the tolls out later. You hear them in there complaining, and pretty soon you see a small boat pulls up to that first pier where you guys were all just having a scuffle of your own, and you see there are 3 Reeves and
Sergeant in the name.
Sergeant Winterhalter get off of a boat called the Twin Trout. They step onto the dock, one of them carrying a box. Upon arriving on the dock, they make their way down there to the end where you were all just standing just moments ago. And you see from your vantage point, Vladimir, the man from the other side of the dock who'd been sitting on the crate comes over and extends a bag of coins to one of the Reeves, and the Reeves hands him a small box. You see his face illuminates the moment he gets hold of the box. He looks around to see if anybody's paying any attention. Noticing you again, he just kind of gives you kind of an awkward glance and then kind of shoves the box into his clothes and then kind of scanters off down the dock. At this point, we are going to
we all
in
saw that, or
initiatives.
just Vlad?
Vlad's the only one outside to see it. You guys had to go in to help bust the lock off. You guys will then, shortly after, emerge from the toll house with Ruben.
So as soon as I see, whatever his name is, Malice, I'm going to tell him that I saw nudge him. Bingo, sorry, nudge him. Look, there's the boat, and there's this fellow that was inside the tavern earlier, and he was acting kind of weird. And
so we're going to go ahead and move you guys over here to this map, and I'm going to switch us over here to the Roll20 map. And
do they have a stone?
We will come over here, and then let's make sure everything still looks like it's working. All right, so we are here for the final confrontation of There's Something About Marie. To set the stage for everyone here at home who is tuning in to watch at this point, or who may be watching later, we have right here Ruben, who is being led out by the toll keeper, Herman Truman here. We have Freddy, Bingo, and Vladimir here at the moment. And Cork is up here. That's
running
where
away.
I placed it for the moment. This is Sergeant Winterhalter and his 3 Reeves. This here is the Twin Trout. This is the player character's barge that's been sitting there for a few days. And this is the man who just made an exchange with one of the Reeves. And he has wandered over to that part of the dock. You guys currently have only 1 fortune left, so I have to flip these over to misfortune for me.
You can leave them where they are, that's fine.
No, I think we'll flip them unless somebody's going to do something else.
No, just leave them.
I'm poor, sorry.
As am I.
I elbow Vladimir and I'm like, so was there an exchange, or did someone give a stone, or what's going on?
I didn't see any stones, but he did give him a box of some kind.
can you go get that?
Why can't you go get it?
So I'm hired to do this. You're not hired to do this.
That seems like a you thing.
You see they've brought Reuben out of the gatehouse, and they're starting to escort him down there to meet the Reeves.
And Bingo, I got this. I'll take over this. You go get that box, and that way you can figure out what it is.
All right. So on initiative order,
I am literally looking like 5 feet in the air at your ass. Like,
Freddy says, "Bingo, don't go anywhere."
No.
We don't know what Kennard, because we don't know what other deals Kennard and Quartz and Vlad made together.
What, you don't trust me now?
Should I?
Why shouldn't you? What have I done?
I just know that you seems that you and Quartz went up to Mr. Kennard and made some deals that maybe were more benefiting you and not the party. I think right now, Bingo and I need to make sure Reuben gets to where he needs to be. Why don't you go get that box?
We came here to get this box, and like I said, I'm not as well equipped to take out this task. I can sit here and babysit. There's all kinds of men here. What's going to happen?
you see Sergeant Winterhotter makes his way to the pier. Hello, Truman. I hear you have a prisoner to hand over. You see Herman says, all right, let's take him down there and hand him over to the proper authorities.
Okay.
Sergeant Winterhotter is a sergeant from Drake's Landing up north. He's a reputable man.
All right. Well, let's start leading him out and to the docks.
All right. So you guys will begin to move your way down here to the dock. You have to come down those stairs. Your movement is the number of squares you can move. I do have a grid on, I believe, at the moment.
Yes, you do. Well, I'm staying with the prisoner, as well as I am keeping my eye out for any potential snipers, quark snipers.
Just all the corks.
All right,
any quark that might be involved.
So go ahead and
might be involved.
go ahead and move yourself to wherever you're going to be then within your range.
Well, okay. Well, it's wherever he is going. I'm sticking with.
But
him,
he's going to move on. He's going to move on Herman Truman's initiative, which is 12. So are you guys all waiting until initiative 12?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Okay.
we're basically keeping him in a block. So
Okay.
for his safety.
So by initiative 12 then, because there's a lot of other initiatives in there in between, some of them are not taking any actions but to stand here and wait. The Reeves are going to fan out here a bit.
Cool.
Looking like they're ready to receive the person that they need. They look like, it looks like standard Reeve procedure. They all got pikes out. Except for Sergeant Winterhalter, he's got his hand in his front vest, and you can see he's got his hand on the hilt of a flintlock pistol. And he's got a swagger stick hanging to his side. So he's
swagger stick.
Yeah, it's essentially a whipping stick.
Huh.
You assume he uses it on people under custody that aren't doing what they're supposed
Flying.
to. Yeah, basically hits them on the arms and legs and gets them to move, things of that nature.
Definitely not cork.
Definitely not cork. So he's got one of those dangling there on his side, but he's got his hand currently on that flintlock pistol. And you see they start to take Reuben down this direction. You guys are gonna have to move with him.
Yep.
And you got Herman Truman coming up there behind. Freddy and Vlad. Vlad, you're not necessarily as committed to this as the others are. Are you going to take any different action than them, or are you going to wait till 12 also?
So, kind of. So what I want to do is, as we start going down this little ramp thing, I want to try and push Bingo over the edge and then I want to take a stab at the dude.
Ruben?
At Ruben.
Okay. So, when they get up here around the corner, move yourself to where you're going to be. Bingo has you by initiative. Well, you're on the same initiative, I think, actually, aren't you?
I think he has
15.
You're both 15. Oh, no, wait. Vlad, you're 14. Sorry, it's Freddy that's on the same initiative with him. Okay.
Bingo and Freddy are the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So he's got you by 1 initiative, and he's currently on wait actions for his 3 AP. So you're not going to have him by surprise. He's beat you in initiative. So you don't get a surprise attack on him. He will be able to defend himself. But if you would like to make a coordination with your AP, you can attempt to do a takedown maneuver on him.
standard.
It's standard, because he's going to resist standard. You fail, but the attempt is obvious. So you definitely make an attempt, it looks like, to trip Bingo up, but the halfling is, again, the little people are hard to trip. They're agile. So you go to trip them, it just doesn't work out very well. So you have 2 more AP, but I have a feeling Bingo may interrupt with his own AP actions at this point. You had a free resist you didn't need to make, because he failed to trip you up.
Okay.
He looks like he's brandishing some sort of weapon that he may take a stab at Ruben with, but because you get to interrupt with your AP, because you waited, you now have 3 AP to use.
I mean, at this point, I'm committed. I'm gonna attack the dude.
I'm sure you are. I'm just waiting to see what goes down next. So,
have you all lost your mind? And I kick out his knee, try to do a takedown, right? And see if I can scoop him with the back end of the spear. Dump
that's a coordination to take him down. Let's see if you're any more successful than he is. Nope. Now, there is one more fortune there. I'm not telling you got to spend it, but
there's only one more. Just remember, there's only one more.
Don't spend it. No. No.
No, I don't need to spend it now. Anyway, you leave me no choice, and I stick him with the spear.
Stab. You're under simple melee because it's a fire hardened spear. It's not a martial weapon, so you're still
standard
under simple
attack, right?
Oh, critical success! He cannot even parry, and you do an additional D6 worth of damage. So roll 2d6 plus your combat bonus.
Roll 2d6, and then what's the?
All I do in this game is die.
Where's combat bonus?
If you used the weapon thing, it would have done the damage for you. Then you could roll an extra d6.
Which I did not.
You did not. So easy way to do it is just to use the die roller and just click 2 on the 6s column, and it'll roll 2d6 for you.
Right. But you then said plus something.
So your combat bonus is the number in the square next to your combat rating on your attribute.
2. Page. Okay, so 11. 11.
How many levels of damage does that do to you, Mr. Ogre, who I think has like an 8 base?
1.
Yeah, it does 1. So you make him lightly wounded. Yes. It's a hell of a good stab, but it just lightly wounds the big ogre, who's brawny as all get out. And that'll take us into initiatives. You've spent your AP at this point, because you moved on 12, you did a coordination attempt, and you attacked. That leaves Freddy. You are next in initiative at this point. You just watched all this occur, and you are standing promptly. Well, you're right there behind Bingo at the moment. You can move through those? You can move through everyone except for. You won't be able to move through Vlad. He's technically probably considered hostile against you at the moment.
So is Vlad still standing?
Yeah, everybody's still standing. Nobody has managed to take anyone down, and Bingo did stab him pretty good. But
gut plate, bro.
Gut plate, that's right.
God, you're big!
He may be big, but Freddy's big too. So I think I'm going to try to get him in a chokehold.
Vlad?
And with Vlad.
Okay, so you're going to attempt the athletics to put Vlad in a chokehold?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a perilous stunt. That's 1 AP. So make your athletics its standard.
Okay.
Critical success. So that will apply. He cannot resist a critical success, so he does not get to attempt to get out. So while he's busy getting stabbed, you have to spend 1 AP to get down there around him, but you have enough movement to do so. So you'll get on the other flank of him, and you just, boom, get him in a big, nasty chokehold. So 2d10 plus 2 peril you get to inflict upon Vladimir.
So it's a 2d10 plus 2?
Yep. For every d10 you roll for peril, there's always a +1. So it's always 1d10 plus 1, 2d10 plus 2, or 3d10 plus 3. So...
Okay.
So that is 10. Now check your peril, which is on the first page there, Georgie, and see how many levels of peril you take from this.
Just 1.
Just 1. So you were at imperiled at the beginning of the day, so that should put you down to -1 skill rank?
On my sheet, I wasn't. I was unhindered.
You were unhindered? You probably were at imperiled, because you were the one who had the dream.
Yep, okay, sure.
So you guys were all at imperiled when you started the day out.
Okay, so I ignore 1.
Yeah, same as Cork when she had her peril, because she was already at imperiled from the same reason. So, no, we did not be playing. No one ever pre-plans to betray each other. They just... Zweihander adventures have this ability for people to end up on opposite sides of a conflict. Bitter Harvest has the same problem. I've seen this many times before. Something about Marie, not all that different. Here we are. So, you're down to -1 skill rank as you're being choked by Freddy. You will, on your initiative next turn, have the attempt to try to break out of it, even though it was critical. It's just you can't do anything about it right now. So that's your first AP. You have 2 more AP, Freddy. Well, 1 more AP, because you had to move and then you chokehold. You got 1 more left. Are you going to hold on to it?
I'm going to hold on to it.
Okay, so you will bank that for parry or dodge or anything else that may come about. On the next initiative, I think at this point... Ruben is going to try to make a break for it. So he's going to spend all of his AP, and he's going to...
So I only spent 2, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've only spent 2. You do have 1 more to stab. You were going to take a stab at him, weren't you?
Can I stab? I've also been taken down, though.
You're not taken down. You're in a chokehold. But that does not prevent you from attacking.
Let's stabby.
Yeah, make your attack roll on it for your last AP.
Standard, I'm guessing?
Yeah, just standard. With whatever weapon you're using. Like I said, the weapons are on your talents and trappings page. That makes it actually super easy.
I don't know what a dirk is, but I'm guessing that's it.
Yeah, dirk is your stabby weapon.
It's just some guy named Dirk you keep in your pocket as a weapon.
That is a success. You do 5 to him. That will do a level of damage to him.
So Freddy can Freddy use an AP to actually pull him away as if it was a dodge?
No. You can't do that for him. He would have to parry himself, which he's spending all 3 AP to run to try to get away, so he's not attempting a parry. He will take 1 stab from the ogre in order to try to get away and run. So he's spending all 3 AP. He gets stabbed once as he goes by, and he's going to... This guard is going to take a stab at him as he goes past. And that is going to be a fail, I believe. Let me look at the Crooked Reeves real fast just to make sure. Because what is interesting about the Crooked Reeves is that... Oh, actually, that's a hit.
Does that kind of suck?
Well, they gave them martial melee weapons, but they did not give them martial melee skills, so they're flipped to fail on all their attacks. Little fun fact. They got a really good attack profile and exactly the wrong weapon for their stat profile to be able to use it effectively. I don't know why they did that. I just play by the rules the same as everyone else does. Though I would question how many GMs just roll at 60% to hit and never question what weapon they're using when they don't have the skill for it. But I do, because I check into those things. So he actually, the Reeve takes a good swing and hits him as he runs by, leaving another gash, and we'll see if he does injury, because I do have to check for that. No, there is no injury, and I don't feel like spending misfortune to make one happen on poor Ruben, so we're just going to let Ruben go. He takes off, he makes it around here, and starts to head up this direction in a run maneuver. And that'll bring us to Cork. Cork, it is your turn.
Cork is going to run up to Ruben and try to, kill him.
Alright, so Cork comes running back down the street. And you see Ruben running your direction. He has no clue who you are. Mm-hmm. So he's not paying any attention to you. He's looking over his shoulder. You've got him. You spend 1 to move. You can take your attack.
So I'm going to use one of my stilettos to slice his neck.
Well, you don't so much get to called shot.
No.
But
Okay.
you can, if you'd like to do a charge maneuver, you can spend an extra AP for charge. A third one, that'll be all 3 of your AP, and you will do, if you hit, you will do double damage. You'll do 2d6 instead of 1d6 for your base damage if you charge.
Sorry,
And since
and
it
that
seems
is-
like you're not holding on for defenses.
That is simple melee?
Yep, it is simple
Okay.
melee. That is a success. So roll 2d6 plus your combat.
Sorry, combat would be...
Your combat bonus is the number in the box next to your combat rating.
Okay.
Again, all that stuff is calculated in if you use the weapon profiles on your Talents and Trappings page.
It's
I
not
do all
saying
this work for you guys, and then nobody actually uses them. Makes me sad.
I got you, bro.
I know.
I'm sorry, I still don't see it. I'm real
Here,
dumb.
I'll look at your sheet. Hold on. I'll pull it up. I'll
Okay.
just tell you what it is. So, Cork, if you're on talents, if you're on attributes and skills, you have a combat of 42, and the big box there has a 3 next to it.
Okay.
So it's 2d6 plus 3 is what you're rolling. Eight. That'll do another level of damage to him. Okay, so he is now at a light, moderate, seriously wounded. So that is 2d6, and you are using a stiletto, and a stiletto's vicious. So you get to roll 3d6 to check for injury. So roll 3d6s if any of them are a 6. Oh, there is. You have inflicted a serious injury onto Ruben.
Yes!
So let's go to page 365, our favorite page, because injuries can happen any day of the year.
She's working hard for that gold.
She's working hard for that gold crown.
Yeah.
Roll a
I'm just
D100
brutal.
to see what you have done to poor Ruben. A 65. A skull fracture. He has to flip results to fail for all skill tests he attempts. So you have given Ruben a skull fracture.
Yes!
He is not wearing armor, so he will begin to bleed. Sorry, I picked
That's
the
my
wrong
turn,
thing.
right?
What?
And that's my turn?
He is bleeding out profusely from his skull fracture. And that is your turn. This will
Okay.
bring us to the top of round number 2. As Sergeant Winterhalter, he points at his Reeves and says, "Quickly! Arrest them!" And one of the other Reeves says, "Sergeant! This is going
Pointing at
south. We
who?
should get back on the boat."
I agree.
So at the top of the order, the first people that are going to act are the Reeves. And you'll see that the Reeves begin to make their way back to the boats. Sergeant Winterhalter, he kind of backs up. He pulls his flintlock pistol, and he aims at Ruben and takes a shot. That is going to hit. puts him down to grievously wounded. And that'll bring us to... who's next on the list? Bingo. Bingo, you're at the top of the order at this point. You have a fresh 3 AP. You see Ruben is down there bleeding profusely from his head. The Reeves took a shot at him. It seems like they're retreating because they don't know what's going on at this point. They're very confused. Cork is down there stabbing Ruben. Vlad is up here in a chokehold by Freddy. And the poor tollkeeper is standing there next to you just in shock, unsure of what is transpiring.
All right. I am going to move north away from, because Georgie's still being Vlad is still being held in a chokehold, correct?
Until one of them gets a turn to do something about it. Yes.
But as it stands, like, he can't move. Yeah.
Yeah, he's technically can't move yet until he breaks it.
So I want to move. I mean, the map only goes 1 square north, so I guess I'll go 1 square north and 1 square behind the tollkeeper.
Okay.
And
if that's all the further you want to go, that's still 1 AP's worth of movement, so you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's because I still need to keep an angle on it. I'm going to, from that position, pull out my crossbow and shoot Cork.
All right, take your shot at Cork.
Why would you do that to Cork?
Why would you do that to Cork?
There's so many. So many.
She didn't do anything to you.
That's a good hit. Now, your arbalist crossbow is punishing, correct?
Potentially.
It would tell you that if you clicked on the profile that I put on your Talents and Trappings page.
I always forget to hit the thing.
Yeah, punishing. So for an extra AP, you can add an extra damage die, which is what I just wanted to point out. That if you want to do 2d6, you just have to spend the extra AP, and it is done. You got it extra. How badly do you want to kill Cork?
Did I have to spend an AP to swap weapons?
Oh, yes, you did, and you moved.
Right.
So you can't spend it this round, but you could have.
To spend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're just a d6 plus your combat bonus.
Yeah, and there's the damage.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 6. Yep, it's on there. So
I was like, figure if I already clicked it to find out the
yeah,
information.
you're right. It is on there. Good call. So Cork, you're taking 6 more, which on your Talents and Trappings page, you have a 3 that puts you at moderately wounded. So that gives Bingo a 1d6 to you got a 1d6 roll to check for injury to see if you injure Cork with your shot. Now, you could spend a fortune to make that a 6.
I'm sure I could.
Okay, just checking. Otherwise, you arrow bolt from the crossbow, wings by, hits Cork in a shoulder, and she takes a level of damage. That is Bingo's turn. Freddy, you have Vlad in a headlock. What would you like to do with Vlad now? It's a critical headlock as of last turn.
I'm going to continue to. I want to know if I can actually choke him enough to make him pass out.
Yes, but from this point on, to maintain your chokehold, it'll do 1d10 plus 1. It only does critical on the first round. You don't critically do 2d10 every round. But if you spend the AP to maintain it, you'll do another d10 plus 1 peril right now to him.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Okay, so you spend your AP, do your d10 plus 1 peril.
Let's see. So just the one, this will just be a 1d10.
Yep, 1d10 plus 1 for peril.
Okay.
8 incoming peril to Vladimir.
Peril's at 9.
Oh, so she didn't do enough to inflict the level on you. Yeah. Your willpower's really high too, isn't it?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
tanky.
So that was
So-
only 1 AP.
That's
I
only
have-
1 AP.
I have 2 AP stored from earlier.
You don't bank from round to round. You banked one
Oh,
to
yeah.
parry, but nobody attacked you, so you didn't need it, so you lose it. If you bank
Oh,
and you
God.
don't use it that round, it's gone. You get 3 fresh every turn. So that's 1 you've used. Now you got 2 more.
Got it. So
It doesn't roll over. You just, in case anything reaction-wise happens that you need an AP for, you save one if you, like parrying and dodging. But you didn't need to, so.
Okay. So I'm still holding him, but it failed, right?
No,
What?
you succeeded. You just didn't inflict.
Yeah, you just didn't inflict
Insanity on
peril.
him.
You succeeded, though, yeah.
Any damage to him?
I resisted.
He effectively resisted. You're choking just fine. It just didn't do anything else to him because he's a big, beefy ogre.
Oh, yeah.
Who's not an ogre, you know?
Okay. So with 2 AP left, Cork's over there. I'm not letting go of Vlad. So essentially at this point, I think all I can really do is kind of continue to hold him.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming that, it's like I could hold him and try to go like that, which would be simple melee, right?
Yeah, open hand fist is, just simple melee.
I'm going to give him open hand fist.
All right, so bare knuckle punching is still simple melee.
At standard
Yep,
or routine?
it's
simple.
just standard.
Simple melee. Oops.
Critical success.
Vlad, I think the fates have decided you picked the wrong team.
Okay, so this is going to be 2d6 plus your brawn, not your combat, your brawn, because you're punching, so you have to use brawn instead of combat at this point. So it's 2d6 for the damage plus your brawn's bonus instead of your combat bonus. Combat's if you have a weapon. Brawn is if you're punching. So
Okay, so that's going to be a 2d6 plus 6.
yeah, because it's brawn.
Nice. You might hurt him.
Oh, roll that 6 again. That's an
Uh,
exploding 6. You get to roll a 6
Nice.
again.
Oh, okay, cool. So just the same roll or a 1d6?
Just a 1d6.
Oh, that's-
Only the die that rolls 6 goes again. So you're at
Nice.
17 plus your next roll.
3.
That's a 20 incoming damage, Vlad. 3 levels. So she punches you and puts you down.
Dang, that
Like,
clock is
that
wrong.
She's a mountain of a man. That's a heck of a punch from the chokehold that she has you in. Just boom! Punching you right in the temple. So 3 levels puts you down to moderate, right?
Serious.
Oh, serious, because you were already wounded by Bingo.
No. I was. Did I get wounded by Bingo?
Bingo stabbed
Yeah.
you, put you at light. Right? Didn't he do enough for 1 level?
Yep, I did enough for one level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poirier on him.
So 3 past that is moderate, serious, grievous. So are you
Great.
grievously wounded?
Yep.
Okay, so you need 4d6s to check for injury on the grievous wound chart.
Breaks
46.
your jaw
Ready?
right off.
Going down like Conor McGregor.
Nope. You did
Nope.
not inflict an injury. So that's good. So that'll bring us to Vlad, actually. Vlad, you just got cold-cocked by Freddy. The hardest punch you've ever taken your whole life. Your head is jarred. Your jaw feels like it may have almost unhinged. And another shot like that, and you are down for the count. Now, you're currently in a chokehold. So your first AP is going to be resist chokehold, make athletics to break out. Unless you just want to go down for the count at this point.
Mm-mm.
All right. So your attempt to punch him, however, you managed. Again, kind of like Cork. Your attempt to do something has given him the opportunity, and he breaks out of your chokehold. So he is out. You have 2 more AP now, Vlad. You have Bingo's backed away. The Toll Keeper is standing there in utter shock at this point.
So I'm gonna move towards the dude for stabbing and stab him.
Okay, so you wanna hop down off the stairs down to the ground?
Yep. I mean, for me, it's more like 1 step, but it's cool.
Yeah, you can. That's fine. So you spend 1 AP to hop on down. Again, there's no railings here. You're just... I'm on the wrong token layer. That's why I can't move you. So yeah, you hop on down here to Ruben, who is grievously wounded as well. I need to mark you as grievously wounded here on your token, just for the at-home players. Put him out of his misery. He's got 1 health level left. Oh man. Oh, that exploding damage. Oh.
Oof.
So, you finish the job on poor Ruben. You walk up there with your dirk, right? Yeah. You walk up with your dirk and you just lunge in there and just boom, right into his back, and he sputters up blood. And as his blood starts to run down the dock, you guys hear commotion come from the far side of the dock. The Reeves are getting back onto their boat on their initiative, and you see them start working on releasing all the stuff, the hatches, and getting everything up. It's going to take them another round to get their boat gone at this point. But at the other end of the dock, you see the man with the box. While you've all been fighting amongst yourselves, killing each other and everything else, he has been over there behind a couple of crates, has a jade statue that he has surrounded with small stones that kind of glimmer green and give off a mist. You see that there is some etchings that he has carved into the wood of the dock, and it looks as though he has conducted some sort of ritual. And some sort of pink fire begins to emit from the statue itself. And you hear him now as his chants get louder. Oh, my Madchen. Oh, come to me, my Madchen. We'll be together again. And that'll take us to the top of the next round. So at the top of the next round, the first people that go are the Reeves. And they will spend this round unhooking their boat and trying to get things going. And that'll include Sergeant Winterhalter, who's actually slightly slower than them, but nonetheless. The next initiative, emerging from Minuet, you see... Hold on, why am I not on the right one? Oh, I'm in the wrong token layer.
Can I make a guess?
You see coming down the street, in full Inquisitor regalia, brandishing a claymore, with a tall hat, thigh-high boots, leather armor, and an extremely angry look on her face, is Marie de Maricourt.
Found her.
There she is.
She points her claymore over towards where the flame is coming. She says, "Quickly, you fools! This boy is of no consequence. The true enemy is here." And that'll take her initiative. At that point, because he has a higher initiative, from over in these bushes, you see a halfling with a wide brim hat and a cigar, and 2 extremely angry-looking dogs emerge. And he points towards Marie, and he says, "Hans Franz, sick!" And he drops the chains.
I'm Hans, and he's Franz, and we're here to fuck you up.
Bingo, you are the next in initiative.
Alright, so I can spend 1 AP to move my movement, which would be 9, right?
Yes.
And I could spend 2 to dash.
2 is a charge move, which if it ends in an attack would do double damage, but you do not have to do double damage. You don't have to do an attack at the end of a charge if you don't want to.
Okay. I am running to the Reeves boat. As I'm passing Freddy going, you know that time to run? This is that time to run!
So you're going to hop on with the Reeves?
I hold up a gold coin! We need a ride!
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, and you have enough. So you get to here, and you hold up a gold crown, the one that Court gave you, that's all bloody. Because if you're going to pay the police off, blood money is the only way to do it, right? So you flip a coin, Sergeant Willenhauer catches it and goes, "Let him on board." You hop onto the boat.
And Freddy wants to say, "Hey, that's for both of us, right? I'm coming with you."
What about Court?
So it's Freddy's turn. Freddy?
Sparrow's the pork, and she comes near the boat.
All right, so there's Bingo. He's on the boat, the twin trout with the Reeves. Who's Freddy? It's your turn. You have 3 AP. What would you like to do?
Freddy's booking it and jumping on that boat too.
Okay, so you're gonna double move. That's 2 AP, and that'll get you down here. Do you have a gold coin to give to him?
I think I do, left over from when we first came in and arrived at One-Eyed Jack. So I didn't spend everything yet. So I'm gonna toss him. I'm basically just emptying out my pockets and tossing it, at him.
Let's see how much it says you have on your sheet. Did you write down when you got 21 brass pennies according to your sheet?
21 brass pennies.
Yeah.
Didn't we receive money for something else though?
The toll house keeper's going to pay you after you safely delivered Reuben.
Which you failed.
Which didn't happen.
No, all right. I'm just tossing the pennies at him. I'm going, here.
You try to throw the coins at him, and you're going to be promptly pike checked from getting on the boat.
And go,
The Reeves crosses. Sorry, we're at max capacity.
Dude, I can run this thing by myself. I can run it by myself.
Are you going to try to force your way onto the boat?
Yeah, I'm going to try to force my way on the boat. I'm going to use persuasion or whatever,
All right, these two Reeves have initiative before you. They're going to take attacks on you. You don't have enough to pay the fee. God damn, that's a hit.
I can't.
And that's a critical fail. The second one's a critical fail, but the first one is a hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Stax is trying to get force on the boat. He was trying to. Freddy was trying to persuade to get on the boat.
Yeah, I was trying to intimidate. I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They're getting out of here. They're not letting anyone else on the boat. So if you're trying to get on there, they're taking swings at you to get you to back away. So the first one hits you and does 8. So that's probably only 1 level.
My number is 8.
For your defense, for your.
Oh, you mean for my peril threshold?
No, you're a 6 damage
physical.
threshold. So you're only a 6. So you take 1 level. So you're lightly wounded. So I marked your sheet for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, not peril. This is damage. So he
sorry.
takes and slashes you once, just enough, like I said, to make you back up. And they all got their pikes kind of pointed as Sergeant Willenhauer's over there trying to undo the boat. Sorry, if you don't have the fee, you can't ride. They get the boat detached on Sergeant Willenhauer's turn, and they push off with the pikes, and they kind of wave at you. Bon voyage! Hope your boat gets fixed. So, Freddy, you've spent 2 of your 3
One
AP.
bingo survives the game.
All because Court gave him a coin.
Damn it.
So,
I shouldn't have done that.
so Freddy, you have one more AP.
So I can't use this to try to intimidate and get my way onto the boat.
No. They are actually, according to the book rules here, immune to intimidation. They are Reeves, and Reeves have a special trait called I am the law. You cannot intimidate them. They are the law. So that's why when you said you're going to intimidate, I let them take a swipe at you, and I knew they were getting away, because that's not going to work on them.
Got it. Okay.
Fair enough. I kind of do want to kind of look at Freddy like.
Okay, so how much can I move in one round? Now, what do I have left? Or
It's roughly 10, but it doesn't really matter at this point. You got to figure out what you're going to do from the dock, because they're leaving you. Or you can die trying to get on the boat with them, but they will beat you down, unmerciful. You got 1 AP left.
What was wrong with the other boat?
It took damage in the middle of the storm.
Oh yeah, we still didn't get. Oh, that's right. Damn it.
Your captain's over there sleeping on it still, because he sleeps through everything.
He currently has no crew.
He currently can't crew it. Yeah, the crew's over there killing themselves.
Yep.
You gonna hold your AP in case you get attacked?
I'm gonna hold my AP in case I get attacked.
All right then. So it's Zacharias' turn, and on his turn, he completes his ritual. Upon doing so, what appear to be pink, tendrily snakes come out of the jade statue that's sitting in front of him. They begin to wrap up around his legs and slither their way up inside his robe. And they start rubbing all over him, and you see them wrapping around him. And it seems as though he is completely entranced and enthralled by something he believes he's seeing. He does not seem to even be in this world at the moment. Vlad, we made it back to your initiative. Ruben is dead. Let's just mark him as such so that we're not confused later. You noticed the guy over there that you had seen over there talking. He was screaming out for Madchen, and now he seems to be completely enthralled with whatever is going on with this statue, which you assume might be the other thing he had crammed in his satchel that you didn't quite get a good look at the brothel.
So I mean that's weird, but I'm really gonna just look at Quark right now and be like, all right, now what? We're in this together. And then I'm pretty much just gonna hold.
All right. So that'll take us to Herman Truman at this point, seeing everything that's going on. He is going to hobble his way
Lock his ass in
back into the guard shack and lock himself in. He is too old for this crap, and he is not having any more of it. There's dogs. This is clearly not good. He goes and shuts the door of the toll house.
Rituals, dogs, crazy people killing each other.
Quark, it is your
Cats and
initiative.
dogs living together.
Quark, you see Marie de Maricourt charging your direction with the claymore out.
Like right at me?
Yes. And coming off from behind you are 2 large dogs. That look like they're kind of charging your direction also. And a very nasty looking halfling with a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow and a cigar hanging out of his mouth, all Clint Eastwood style. If you can imagine
Okay.
3 foot tall Clint Eastwood, that's what it looks like.
This is gonna sound a little crazy, but she's gone mad, so like she's gonna run and hop into the water.
Okay. So you run and you dive down into, well, you can't really dive into it. It's not deep enough there. That's kind of rocky coastline. It's probably not a good idea to try to jump into the river here. You know how fast the currents move. You know that it would basically be suicide to think that you're going to try to swim in this river at this point. That's why they put the toll house here and why they can collect tolls here, because you can't get around it otherwise. So if you want to, I'll let you commit suicide. But that's effectively what you're doing.
Okay, is there any way I can latch onto the boat without paying the toll?
No.
Damn
You
it.
can go get on your boat, but it's not moving because it's damaged. You have to wait for the shipwright from Swansea to get here, and you know that it's going to be a while because of what happened in Vorburg, so it's not going to get here for quite some time.
Okay, so instead of suicide, can I lock myself in the, like, house? Like the toll house?
No, because the tollkeeper just locked himself in the toll house. He ain't opening it up for you.
But don't I have the keys?
Oh, you do have the key. That's right. So he'll put the lock on there, but yeah, you do have a key. So if you want to run to the toll house, you can totally find the right key.
Not.
Yeah.
The lock was broken. We had to take it apart to get rid
No,
of
that
it.
was
No,
for the
that's the
prison
jail
lock.
cell inside the toll house. That's not the external lock. That's the lock on the inside. So yeah, no, he'll lock the thing up or whatever. But yeah, no, if you got the key, so you make a double move to get over there, and you'll spend 1 AP to try to find the right key.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually you will eventually find the right key. So next turn you'll be able to try to push your way in past him. All right. That brings us to the last combatant on the initiative order. At the bottom of the initiative order, emerging from a rift that seems to form over the Jade statue, and I guess at this point, Vladimir... Nope, Freddy would see this also, from your vantage point. You see steps out something large. It's like 8 to 9 feet tall, has long appendages, arms and legs. Its legs are long and muscular, and it ends in twin talons. It has one long arm that ends in a crab-like pincer that's briny and spined. Its other arm ends in a normal style-like hand. It emerges with bright blue eyes and long flowing blonde hair. And it emerges and it picks the man up slightly and looks at him and gives him a gentle kiss on the forehead. And he whispers down in the man's ear, "Your Madchin is here." And he looks up sharply over at Marita Maricourt and he says, "Revenge is mine." And as he emerges from this rift and pulls himself through, you notice that whipping around between his legs is a 6-foot-long prehensile phallus that ends in a bulb of like spikes and is emitting a sticky white substance. Top of the order.
Top of the order to you,
Ludo
sir.
has the highest initiative, so his dogs are going to
Totally normal.
charge at Marita Maricourt. And take their 2 attacks. Oh, I'm in the wrong book. That's the injury book. We won't need that for a moment. Where is... There it is, Haunted Franz. Vicious Teeth, 65%. Miss. And a critical miss. As they run up, and one of them takes a big bite towards Marita Maricourt, and another just takes an attempt to bite as well. Drops a miss. Yeah, does anybody else want to buy the last misfortune for me? You know, they only got one left as a group. The dogs start yapping and snapping at her, but when they get close to her, they seem to kind of lose their nerve a bit. Ludo, he's over there getting his repeating crossbow loaded. And that'll bring us to the Reeves. So on their initiative, the Reeves get the boat unhooked. They use their pikes to push away. They wave at Freddy. Bon voyage, they say. And you see one of them is pulling out a coin purse and is starting to count coins. He looks over at Sergeant Winterhouder and says, "The payment's good, it's all here." He says, "All right, quickly. Before the toll keeper closes the bridge, let's get this boat upriver." And they're taking Bingo with them. It is Marita Maricourt's turn. She takes her large claymore, and she is going to hack down one of these dogs. Because she has to, in order to get past them at this point. Not like that, she won't. So we're gonna spend a misfortune. Although it's kind of funny that she uses misfortune, but nonetheless she does. So I'll give you guys one back. Oh, even worse. So she is just going to have
87,
to move.
88, 89, 96.
Yeah, so she just kind of pivots around these two dogs, and it seems like she's just trying to defend herself, and she's got this large claymore that she's fighting with, just taking slashes at it, and her eyes, however, are still fixed on this monstrosity that just climbed its way out of this abyssal rift. Bingo, you're on the boat.
Yeah. I am on the boat.
It's not a bad place to be.
Good to be on the boat. S has got pushed out, and I would assume it's like 2 squares back and 2 squares right, basically. It's about where the boat is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to move
away,
it.
right?
You're gonna have unless you want to get involved or do something, you're gonna have fair escape after this round. No one can stop you.
No, I'm actually moving up to this side of the boat, and I'm putting frickin' an arrow into Summoner Boy.
Okay, take a shot at him.
This time, I will fire from the actual
fire
talents
per
and trappings page.
Thank you for the follow. That is a miss. Would you like to spin?
But
one
I'm
of your
going to use a
fortunes?
fortune.
Might as well, right?
Yep.
You can't take it with you, and you're not in a lot of danger.
I just hit the button again, right?
Yeah, just hit the button again.
There you
Critical
go.
fail.
Nice.
All right, well, you're going to take some peril.
Well, yeah, there's a big demon coming out of a portal.
Yeah, so you're going to take +2 onto that, so 9 peril. And there is actually another rule I got to enact at this point at the beginning of this turn, because you guys all see it.
Yep, so I'll take my imperiled status.
Your shot goes awry. Just
Yep.
like it doesn't hit its mark for sure.
Well, shit.
All right. So the rest of you who are witnessing it,
48.
all of you who see it, which is, I mean, pretty much all of you still are within sight of it. You do have to make you need to make a standard resolve.
Do I get a bonus for fleeing?
No. It's not going to change
Hey,
much for
Freddy
you,
looks-
but
That's like the that's a doppelganger.
back on the barge. You're not on the boat.
I can sneak on the boat because I look just like I had to take my headband off. All right,
you-
resolve.
Yeah.
I failed.
Okay.
If you fail, you take an additional 5 peril for sanity blasting.
Okay.
You guys are still basic tier characters, so it only is at a basic
Standard,
risk
right?
factor at this point.
Oh,
That's not enough probably to do peril to any of you, to be honest, so it's probably a non-matter. But you guys, if you do fail, you would take more.
you said resolve standard, right?
You all do technically take 3 corruption just for witnessing it. So,
Okay.
not that that'll be overly important here, but it might be. As you guys try to see what you're going to do here to finish this campaign. Although I'm not sure at this point what good is going to come out of this encounter now that you guys had all turned on each other and did most of the job of killing yourselves. That brings us to Freddy's turn. Freddy, you see Bingo on the boat. Gives you a little wave. Takes his crossbow arbalist. Makes a horrendous shot. Nowhere near the mark. What are you going to do with your 3 AP, Freddy?
Hopefully, mock bingo.
Oh, what, mock bingo? Oh goodness. All right.
I tried.
You tried at least, unlike other members. Let's see.
You saw Cork with the keys run up to the toll house, and you got Vladimir over there who's grievously wounded. And there's a couple of dogs trying to kill Marie. And that mean halfling you saw standing over there loading his repeating crossbow. And over on the other pier, you see a 9-foot-tall blue-skinned demon. And who knows what it's going to do.
I'm thinking I'm going to go up here to where Marie is and try to use my fleeing maul against one of those dogs.
All right. You can use that thing one-handed because you're a mountain of a man, so take your swing. But if you want to use it two-handed, you do get the +1 bonus for damage.
Okay, let's see. And this uses up 2 AP, or?
It's 1 AP to move. If you want to do a
1 AP?
charge, you can spend 2 AP and then do an additional die damage, but you won't have any AP left for defense.
Got it. Okay, so I'm just gonna so I'll just do 1. Let's see. All right, so that's gonna be under skills and attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay.
You can do it on your weapon. You have a splitting maul. Just use it on talents and trappings and hit splitting maul, and it'll roll for you.
Oh yeah.
And do the damage all
All
in
right.
one swoop.
All right, we'll do that then.
Oh, you hit.
Yeah,
You did 12. That's an. And you're getting a +1 onto that for using it two-handed, so it's actually 13. That's not calculated in on that. So, wow, that is a heck of a hit. What is their damage threshold modifiers? That's 3. 3 level. No, that's 2 levels on the dog. That puts it at moderately wounded, so you can roll a d6 to check for injury.
Roll a 6.
Oh, that I can roll?
Yep, roll a d6 to check for injury.
Okay, we'll do that.
Nope. Unless you want to spend that last fortune to make it a 6, then you can injure the dog.
Screw it. I'll spend the last fortune.
All right.
Jack
then.
can spend it's to buy a split fortune too, though, right?
What?
I said, can't chat also spend bits?
If they want to pay 100 to flip all of them back per, yeah, they can. Someone out there in chat could spend some bits to help you out, but I don't know if you're going to get that kind of support from them right now.
Come on, chat. Do it for us, please.
They've shown up to watch the perpetual slaughter of the party, I'm pretty sure. So
Not Cork. She died once already. Like, what the hell, man?
Abducted Gaming says we require blood. So
Not Cork's blood.
Blood for
No.
the blood god. Blood for the blood
No.
god.
Not Cork. She already spilled her blood.
So what's
All right.
your action's going to be, Freddy?
Oh yeah, I'm going to use that last fortune for the damage.
Okay, so you're going to make it an injury. So roll a d100 on the injury chart, and we'll see what you do to this dog.
Just roll D100. Okay.
Yep, and I read the chart. I'll tell you what you did to it.
So,
A 91.
91.
You're going to smash its ankle. So you hit this dog down in the below the bend in its hind leg, and it kind of gives out this yelp. It's like, and it's going to reduce its movement by 3.
Okay.
All right then. So that's the end of Freddy's turn. Zacharias doesn't really get a turn. Vlad, we're to you.
So I'm gonna try and hit the dogs that are near me because they're kind of freaking me out a little bit.
I totally forgot to do this. Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
I can see his token because it's on my layer. You guys can't see his token. There's the demon. My bad. Sorry. There you go. Now carry on.
So since the dogs and all that is right in front of me, I'm gonna just take a defensive move and try to attack one.
Okay. Are you going to attack the same one that she hit?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Are you using your dirk again, or are you going to pull your staff? Didn't you take a staff?
I'm gonna pull my staff.
It's a better weapon for you to use, honestly, for damage.
Yeah.
He just likes to pull his staff.
Because he gets to use his brawn instead of his combat, which is a better score. You
Oh,
missed though.
damn.
You don't have anything to re-roll with either.
Nope. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold.
All right, then. So you hold. That'll take us to Herman Truman, who's busy barricading up the door. Cork, you have made your way to the door, which is right here. You can't get in from up there. So you got a key, so you can spend 1 AP to unlock the lock that he put on there. A second AP, you will have to make an athletics test versus him to actually push the door open, as he is barricading it from the inside.
Yep. I just want to live.
Rip, you didn't make it. So you're trying to get the door open, but it seems as though he barricaded it with more than just a lock. You're not able to push to force the door open.
Hi, guys. I'm gonna miss you.
You have 1 more AP. What would you like to do?
Can I just straight up just punch him?
No, he's on the other side of a door. You can't punch through a door at him. You gotta get the door open first.
Once you get the astral fist feat, where you can punch through walls, yeah, you got that.
I actually have that feat, so can I use it?
What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna hit on the door and just be like, let me in.
Are you gonna attempt to charm, bargain? I mean, you gotta use a skill. Like, I'm not just gonna open the door because you say so. You gotta, like, make some kind of skill chest here. Like, this is... Find a skill that you think might work, and...
The same guy that you attacked earlier let you in. Yeah, good luck with that.
Can I just charm him and just be like, crying, just like, let me in, let me in.
You want to try to charm him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be an arduous charm test because of your actions throughout the previous part of the day.
That's generous.
Oh, fortune, Boffrin, coming in with refilling the fortune pool for you all.
Woo! Yay, Bob.
Boffrin wants to see something good happen around here.
My hero.
Boffrin has the best beard in the business, too, by the way. You've never seen him.
Yes.
He got a good beard?
He'll be appearing as a player in my iKindred game here on TC2KB soon, so you'll get to see the glorious Boffrin beard in all of its glory when that comes around. So,
You've got to be friggin' kidding me.
what? She rolled a 2? You sound so pitiful. At this situation, being the honorable man that he is, the toll keeper flings the door open, grabs you, pulls you inside, and shuts the door back up and puts the latch down. He looks at you. Child, what in blazes are you doing out there?
I just tell him, you don't want to know. You don't know.
You've done nothing but bring destruction and chaos into this place.
I just sit on the ground and cry.
Okay, so you were inside the toll house, where you're technically safe for the moment.
What do you mean for the moment?
So it is at the end of the initiative order. This demon beelines for Marie de Maricourt. And you see it takes its long claw. Well, I mean, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to use that prehensile penis of its, and it's going to attempt that choke maneuver, which it succeeds at, and it grabs Marie de Maricourt around the throat. And it says, "I've missed you, my dear." And then it takes its claw-like hand and it takes a piercing attack at Marie de Maricourt. And it misses. What? You can't miss. Yeah, you did, not by much, but it takes a swing and misses at her. It does, however, attempt to its peril. That is not enough to give her a level of peril. So, it's working on it, but it gets to maintain it for 0 AP. So, that is where we're at the end of its turn. And that'll take us to the top of the order, where it is Ludo's turn. So Ludo steps forward, seeing you all working at fighting his dogs. And Ludo is going to take a shot at Marita Maricourt. And that is maybe a critical fail. Why is everybody critically failing? Yep, it is a critical fail. So he takes a shot, it goes wide, and hits the demon instead. It does not do a level of damage, I don't believe, because I don't think this is going to do enough. Nope, it does not do enough, but the first shot hits the demon, and penetrates into the side of its arm. And you see the demon's head whips around and looks over at the halfling. And he says, "Hit me harder, Daddy." And you see this stone cold look on this face. His cigar just drops out of his mouth. And you aren't sure what he's going to do on his next turn. But it may not be stick around here for long. That'll bring us to Marie's turn. The Reeves, it's bon voyage. They're sailing away. Bingo in tow. They're about one round from making it pretty much off the map. So you get to kind of watch all this play out, Bingo, as you're...
Do I get another free shot at Summoner Boy?
Yeah, because you don't have to spend anything but reload, you can easily get it reloaded and take another shot on your turn, which is after Marie's turn.
I get instant reload and all that stuff because of my all my Arbalest skills.
Oh, that's right. You have Arbalest speed. You're not taking any of their actions anyway, though, unless you want to take aim.
Right.
So,
what does take aim do?
it increases your chance to hit.
Yeah, well then of course I would take aim.
Its extra AP increases by 10% for each AP you spend. So you can take aim 1 or
I
take
can go to
aim
routine and then give that a roll.
Yeah.
Would you stop appearing behind everything?
Not gonna happen, bro.
Oh, damn.
You guys got a full set of fortune again.
Yeah, I do have a full set of fortune. I'm going to use one because y'all wasted it on dumb crap, so I'm going to use it now.
Okay.
I hit.
Oh, nice.
Okay, you hit. You do 7 to him.
And can I do another AP to do another die 6?
Did you spend your AP for aiming? Did you do
yeah,
one
I
step
got
or
3
two?
AP, right?
Yeah, one to shoot.
One
Did
to
you
shoot,
spend for one aim?
One for aim.
Okay, you
and
didn't
then
do 2
another
aim.
one for, nope. just
Okay,
one
because
aim.
you could do 2 aim. That's why I was asking if you did 1 or 2.
Right,
So
nope,
yes,
nope.
spend your additional for an additional D6 and add that to that, and then I'll check his. I think he's the last one on the list. So an additional 4 makes that an 11.
That'll be 11, yep.
Where's Zacharias? There he is. His damage threshold is 4 and 10. So that's 2 levels to him.
Fuck.
Which again, I gotta move that slightly out of the way. Alright. So you shoot him and in there goes. You get to roll a d6 for an injury to check for that, because you did put him down 2 levels.
Nope.
Nope. Alright.
I did my best. Good luck, guys.
Best, he says.
Bye, Bingo. We'll miss you. Not
Take her with
really.
you.
Alright. So that brings us to Marita Maricourt's turn. So she gets this thing whipped around her neck, and it starts applying a chokehold to her. And she's going to take her claymore and attempt to just cleave this thing off of him. And she fails horribly. I'll spend to reroll for you guys. I'll be nice. That's better. A 1 and a 5, that's a 6 plus her. That's going to be another level of damage to him. So she turns around, takes her claymore, and just puts a slice on this long whip-like appendage, and it releases its chokehold upon taking damage, and it kind of rides back around and starts whipping around everywhere. and she kind of stares this thing down with this fury and fire in her eyes, and she looks over at Freddy, and she says, "Quickly, we need to destroy the demon. We cannot let it escape again." And it is Freddy's turn.
Okay, and so we're talking about this, this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
Alright,
demon.
so Freddy's-
This demon right here. This is the one you want me to fight.
that's the one. We'll zoom in a little bit, give Chad a little better look at this thing.
Circle over here, like, is the box, I assume. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take my splitting maul and try to two-hand this demon.
Burn that fortune.
Yep, I'm gonna burn. I'm gonna
You
go
have
ahead
you have to make a toughness check.
before I do.
Yeah, when you go to swing at it, you have to make a toughness check
Okay, so do that before or after?
before.
So I have to do that first.
When you get ready to lift your maul to hit it, you take a breath in, and it smells of the sweetest incense that you've ever smelt your whole life. It smells like flowers, like cologne, perfumes. You take it all in, and you don't find yourself capable of striking it.
Well, that's not good.
You're almost entranced by just how good this thing smells when it's up close. You're not drawn to get any closer to it, but you can't find yourself able to want to strike it either. You still have your AP. You didn't spend one to hit it, because you can't hit it. You didn't resist. So resist is a free, so you don't have to spend any AP to resist, but since you did not resist, you cannot hit it. You have to take move actions, or a perilous stunt, or attempt something else, because you cannot hit it.
Got it. I can't hit it. And actually, also right now, it probably has attention over on that halfling that fired on it last. Well, damn. I'm going to hold my action. Ready can't.
You're just going to hold for parry?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold for parry.
Okay. So, according to Hypnotic Musk, if you're within 9 yards of it, you cannot apply your apprentice skill in combat versus it. So your dot and your skill for anything melee, which would include parry or attack, if you succeed, you cannot use those. If you fail, you can't even attack it at all. So your parry is going to be reduced by 10. If it tries to hit you, we'll have to put in it will start out at challenging to counteract the fact that you have a skill rank. Just so you're aware. It'll be harder to actually parry him because of it.
But at the same time, I can't step away because my only weapon is a melee weapon.
You don't have to stand there, though. You're right, you don't have a ranged weapon, but you don't have to stand there either and be right in potentially get stabbed range.
That's true. Okay, well, I'm gonna step. I'm gonna step over this way and try to get my senses about me. Is that acceptable?
Yeah. So you move away from it, and that brings us to Zacharias' turn. He's still completely enthralled and entranced with these snake-like things wrapping all around him, and he is still completely out of it, even after being shot at, and shot for that matter. He still does not snap out of it. And that'll take us to Vlad. Vlad?
I want to attack this dog again.
All right. Would you like to re-roll your fortune?
Nope. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So yeah, you'll do 11 to it. You apply another level of damage. Well, I feel like I forgot to have the dog's attack, but at this point, you do another level of damage, so you can now roll 2d6 to check for injury. Nope, no injuries, unless you want to spend fortune for it.
Why not?
You've already busted its ankle.
Sure, why not?
Okay, fine. You spend another fortune.
I mean, there's only 3 of us left, so.
That's true. So roll a d100 on the serious injury chart, and we'll see what you do to it. A 46. Oh. You crack its skull real good, and it gets a concussion. So, because dogs don't wear armor, they bleed out. So you hit this dog in the head, and it gets a concussion, and the dog collapses to the ground and begins to bleed out. I guess as he's reloading his bow, you hear Ludo give a command word to the other dog, and you see the dog snarls up at you upon seeing the other one downed, and he retreats back to his master. And this halfling looks like he's like, forget this. And he turns around and he looks like he's gonna exit stage right. It looks like he wants no more part of what's going on now that demon's out. That is not what he signed up for. And so he is gonna take his living dog, and he's gonna take one shot at Vladimir for killing his dog.
We're on the home team, bro.
57 is going to be enough. Oh, that's no good.
Can I parry?
You can dodge. You have to dodge a ranged attack. If you have an AP left, and you do, because you just spent 1 to attack. That's all you did. Oh, you did it. You dodged. So
Good job.
So yeah, you managed to dodge the attack. So he kind of shoots at you, and he just kind of gives you a nod. You're lucky day, kid. And he turns, and him and his dog are gonna exit stage right out of here before he gets attacked by this thing. So they're going back to the GM lair, where they will continue to not be an issue at this point.
The GM layer.
They will hide in the GM lair where nothing can get to them.
Yes, move back and despawn.
Can I do that? Can
Nope.
I hide in the GM lair?
Nope. I'm the only one who has the power to move you to the other dimension where you're safe. So that
You
was
left me.
Vlad. Did you have anything else to do on your turn? You dodged.
Party vote to get rid of Cork there? No, I'm done.
Okay. That brings us to we're not going to worry about Herman Truman or Vladimir. Cork, it is your turn. You are now safe inside the toll house. I use the word safe loosely.
Okay, so Cork is just gonna lay on the ground and pretend she's dead.
And what?
And pretend she's dead.
You're just gonna lay there and cry and.
No, I'm just gonna try and be still. Just
Oh.
like
Okay, so you're not taking any further actions now that you're in the toll house.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to then come back to the demon's turn, who is rather angry at Marie de Maricourt for slashing at its genitalia, and it's going to spend all of its AP to do its fame maneuver, Schnickety Schnick, where it will now go Wolverine / style and get 2 attacks on Marie de Maricourt. That's a hit. And that's a hit. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that one will explode, though. Plus 6 is 13. So the first one slashes, only does 1 to her. Nothing terribly bad. But the second one's going to do 2 additional health levels. And then he will roll for his injuries. And I'm going to inflict an injury on Marie. I'm going to spend a misfortune. And I will roll my D100 to see what sort of thing I can do to Marie. 18. On the second schnick, he comes, slices down, and right across her kneecap, and you see her knee buckles from the attack. And for her, as he's, again, standing there with the thing lashing about everywhere else, he reaches up with the claw and runs a long tongue along the edge of it. And he looks down at Marie and he says, "I've waited a long time to taste you." And we're at the top of the order again. Ludo's gone, so I'm just gonna delete Ludo, I think, from... See if I can delete him from the initiative roster. Yeah, we can do that. Boink. The Reeves are leaving. Sergeant Winterhouder's leaving. There's Marie de Carver. Bingo, you're leaving. I'm going to leave you on there, though, just so I... Zacharias is there. Vladimir's there. Truman's there. Cork's there. Silky's there. Okay, good. So, top of the order, then. It's Marie's turn. She's going to have to just take her attack at this monstrosity. There isn't much else she can really do. I don't think she has a spell that's actually going to help her. If I find her sheet real fast. There's Marie de Maricourt. Oh yeah. She's going to issue challenge. Oh yeah, that's actually impressive. I forgot she could do that. Yeah, so she's going to issue challenge. And that will leave this creature defenseless against her claymore attacks. So he will not have any choice. He will not be able to defend against it. And she will hit.
That's the girl.
Extra AP. That'll do another level of damage to Silky. We will make sure he doesn't get injured. Oh, he's immune to injuries. He can't be injured. I forgot. Yep. All right, so that's the end of that. So Marie slashes at it again, and her claymore finds the chest of Silky Sin, and she's kind of snarling and yelling and cursing obscenities at it, and trying to rally you all to help her defeat the demon. But it looks like the demon is clearly getting the best of her at this point. So, Bingo, you're on a boat.
I'm on a motherfucking boat, yo! I got my flippy floppies.
All the RPGs raiding with 3. Thank you for the raid, all the RPGs. Bingo writes the song "I'm on a boat." Yep, that's what he does for his 2 rounds.
Because we're at fair escape at this point, right?
You're fair escaping, so you're gone. Yep. Yeah, you're gone. Freddy?
All right. So Freddy's like, I think Freddy's wondering whether it's better to go after the demon or to go after the one who summoned the demon. You know, is it pretty much the demon is here, or is the demon here, or would taking out the one who's been summoning it going to have an effect? So, to move from where I'm at to over here, would that take that would use all my AP, wouldn't it?
That would take you 2 AP.
Take me 2 AP.
Mm-hmm. It would take you 2 AP to do a charge to get over there. Now, at the end of that charge move, if you spend that AP for the attack, you could do double damage. Or if you wanted to do a takedown, you'd use athletics instead of coordination to do a takedown to take him to the ground.
I'm going to use 2 AP to move over to him.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use athletics to attempt a takedown.
Okay, so do athletics.
Okay, let me get back over to my sheet. Standard athletics.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a success. So you take him down to the ground, and it kind of breaks a hold of what this thing had on him at the moment. And you see he reaches up towards you, and he, all wide-eyed, he says, "Madchen, where is my Madchen?" "You're not my Madchen. You promised me."
These are false promises of a demon that has now taken on this massive form. Avenge your Madchen and help us destroy the demon.
He reaches up and he grabs his arm and goes, "I've been shot. Did you shoot me?"
I did not shoot you, but man up. We've got to take this demon out. And quickly, or else we will all perish here.
Alright, that's the end of Freddy's turn. It is Zacharias' turn. On his turn, he flips over from his back to his stomach and crawls across the dock until he grabs hold of the jade statue and he clutches it close to him. And he turns and he looks at you. It comes forth with a dirk to stab you. Oh, is that a critical success? No, that's a critical fail.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. He takes a stab at you with a stiletto, and it misses its mark completely as he succumbs to peril and falls onto the deck. And you hear him say, "Yes, a blood sacrifice. That's what's needed. Blood. Your blood." That's the end of his turn. Vladimir, it is your turn.
So you said this monster thing affects how we can attack it?
If you get close enough, you have to resist toughness in order to attack it.
And the dog is dead, right?
Yeah, it's bleeding out on the ground dead.
Okay. I want to try to attack it so that it to at least the point where it will release Marie.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, you hit it for 12. It's enough to do another level of damage to it. Looking correctly. Oh. 2 levels of damage to it. Sorry, my bad. All right. So you hit it again, and it looks over at you, and it says, "My, what a big stick you have. Let me show you somewhere you can put it."
Oh, I think I know just well. I'll show it to you again here in a minute.
And it's Cork's turn. Cork, are you still just mumbling and crying in the toll house with the toll keeper?
Yeah, she's just possuming it at this point.
All right. It is Silky's turn, so Silky's going to disregard Marie de Maricourt for a moment. Because he has to. And is going to take its attack. Oh, and that's a hit. Do you have an AP to parry?
I should.
Yes, you should. And you get a plus 10 because you're using a defensive staff, right?
Yes.
So make sure you set it to routine for this attack. Or for the parry, sorry. Critical fail on the parry.
Oh, shit.
You go to parry this thing, but it is too quick. Oh, that's not a great score there. I'm going to spin a misfortune.
I'm okay with it. You leave it there. It's fine.
We're going to spin a misfortune. I'm going for a death, at least one death. 6 plus 6, 12 incoming damage. Should be enough to do 1 to you.
It's enough to slay me.
Yeah. It walks up there, and it runs its pincer right through, runs you all the way through, and lifts you up slightly as you slide down, and it pulls you in close. And it gives you a sweet kiss on your lips. And then it drops you down to the ground. It turns back towards Marie de Maricourt. Says, he didn't mean anything to me anyway. You're the one I came here for. And at the top of the order, it is Marie's turn.
Did my death not satiate you enough, Mr. DM?
No. Oh. She turns with her claymore and just cleaves. That's going to be enough for 2 more levels. That's going to kill it. She cleaves right through the center of Silky Sin. And you see that he turns and his bowels spill out. And he drops to its knees, and it's looking around at Marie de Maricourt as his demonic blood's dripping from her claymore. She takes her claymore and just runs him straight through. And you see he kind of begins to melt into a puddle. The pink flame goes away. The cultist Zacharias is laying there on the dock. And you see he reaches over at the direction where Silky was. He says, No, I'll never get my mansion back. No. He takes his stiletto and he kind of points it up there at Freddy. He's like, this is all your fault. You all had to interfere. Everything was going to work. At this point, we're going to drop from combat. He is okay. Mostly unable to fight you at this point. Bingo is home selling with some crooked reeves. He exited stage right. Cork, you're in there with the innkeeper. He eventually opens up the door, and Herman Truman emerges back out and comes down there to where Vladimir is. Sees Vladimir's dead body. He sees Marie de Maricourt standing there, and they see Freddy over there as the only remaining party member other than Cork, who's crying on the floor of the toll house. Well, it's a shame that poor Reuben didn't live to see justice. But I suppose that one there will have to do for the chaos he has brought to our city. And you see Herman Truman walks over there and places manacles on Zacharias' arms. And Marie de Maricourt gives Herman a kind of a glare and says, he should not be handed over to Sergeant Winterhalter. He should be released with me to go back and stand trial in the capital before the church. Herman kind of nods. Says, send for a ship. When arrives, I'll see that it's done. In the meantime, I have a new apprentice who I'm going to have to force to make amends for all the chaos she's caused. He drags the young man off towards the jail cell. Marie looks over at Freddy. She hobbles her way over with her busted knee. You are very brave.
Freddy says, I'm sorry I couldn't do more against the demon. I have not come across his sorts as such, but if there's anything I can do to help you, it looks like I'm looking for a new crew. Or my next work assignment. So
The shipwright from Swansea should be here to fix your boat soon. When it's ready, if he would, I would pay your captain a fair wage to take the prisoner, yourself, myself, up the river to the capital to see that Zacharias stands trial. They will put him to death for what he has done. And finally, the end of the Fulci movement will finally be put to rest. I hunted down the last of their cultists for a year. It's finally good to see this all put to rest. I thank you for your assistance. If you are ever in need, the Witch Hammer, the Order of the Witch Hammer, will be at your service.
Well, thank you. And if I can ever be of service, just let me know.
Your friend, the ogre. We should see to it that he gets proper burial.
We don't need another orc around here.
Friend? Yes, I agree. We'll make sure we don't leave the undead laying about. You may never know when they may come back again. We made that mistake, unfortunately, with our quartermaster in disposing of that body, but we didn't have access to it. So we'll see that he gets a good Christian burial.
Very well.
Put his soul to rest.
Reaches down and begins to bandage up her knee. And flings her claymore back into its scabbard over her shoulder. Begins to walk back up towards One-Eyed Jacobs. And that is where we will end Something About Marie. I think it's safe to say that we've had another successful Zweihander campaign where, of course, in the final moments, the party has to turn on itself and try to kill each other. This has been sort of a constant theme with Zweihander games that I run. I don't know why.
I don't know why people turn on each other. It's really weird. Like, it's like, you're attacking us. What are you doing?
I mean, it kind of... The adventures are written in a way that can kind of happen. Like they obviously set it up where you can take either side. I think it always implies that the whole party will take one side or the other,
right?
Split each time.
It's just amazing how badly people fall for it and like turn on the party.
Wait, did Cork die?
No, Cork's alive. You're still in the toll house. The toll keeper is taking you as a indentured servant to work off your debts of chaos that you've created. He's gonna make you undo the graffiti on the side of the toll house, and you're gonna spend time collecting tolls and everything else. And he's gonna take all that blood money you got, and he's gonna use it to pay the stolen tolls that everything else had. There's a few plot threads you guys didn't exactly go down and do too much with. Some things may or may not have gotten fully resolved in Minuet the way it could have, but
you're not getting on the boat with Marie Delacourt, and your ass is here with the toll house.
So I think it's safe to say this party is dissolved.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about any comebacks. So
yeah, that elf gets to stay with that toll house cookie.
Well, let's go ahead and before we depart here. I want to remind everyone who's watching that we're going to be back here in about half an hour. We're going to go live again with the second half of my double header for tonight for Zweihander, where it's going to be Vigilantes of Elandria. We're going to do character creation. You're going to see me back here. You're going to see Snacks back here, and we're going to have a few other brand new faces as we say goodbye here to our Bitter Harvest Something About Marie cast. We're going to let them go ahead and again tell you where you can find them out there if they do anything extras. Malice, kick off with who you are, where they can find you.
Hey, I am over at The Malice Conspiracy. On Sundays and Thursdays, I do video games. On Tuesdays, I do a politics stream. So if that's your jam and want to jam politics, come on out on Tuesdays. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter under the same name. And I'm also got a Facebook group going. So feel free to come on out.
Okay. And Georgie?
Hey, I'm Georgie. Thanks for hanging out with us. You don't find me anywhere. I don't do much stuff. I just hang out in the Discords and have fun.
You can find Georgie dying in all my Zweihander campaigns, one at a time. He has successfully died 3 times in 3 of my Zweihander campaigns. He's a glutton for punishment.
I told Snacks you got to figure a way to bring me back again for a 3rd time in that other campaign.
You want to find a way back in Vigilantes again?
Yeah.
So you could die for like a 4th time? All right. Well, maybe they'll find some way. Who knows? You are in that conical timeline. You're already dead though.
Yeah.
But I mean, you never know.
Twice.
Died twice. Snacks?
Yeah, you can find me on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Central on all the RPGs, playing Starcrawl and Gold Mischief, Piracy, Mayhem. I had to figure the name of it. Every other Saturday, on Homebrew Roleplay RP, playing World of Cairn. And then on Sundays, I've got Zweihanders starting at 8 p.m. as we're doing the character creation days you mentioned. And then every other Sunday, I'll be starting something in February. Rest of my own content hopefully will launch early February. Follow me, Debbie Snacks, on Twitch, Snacks, SNAX on Twitter.
All right. Nerd, bring us home.
All right, you can find me on Tabletop Keyboard playing board games with these guys. You can find me on Instagram at Beauty and the Nerd. Yeah. Really knocking it home, guys.
Well, I would like to take a moment and thank all of my players, both for a fantastic run of Bitter Harvest and There's Something About Marie. Both of those, again, are published adventures in the backs of the Zweihander Revised Core Rulebook and Main Gauche Supplement. They were 2 very well-written and well put-together adventures if you want to get into Zweihander. They both really show a lot of what Zweihander has to offer. So again, thank you all for coming and being part of the cast. I am going to take us to the outro screen here, which has all your guys' info back there on it again, for everyone to be able to find you. And then we are going to not raid. We're going to sign off because I'm going to be getting the other cast into a different call and getting the overlays and stuff set up. And we will be right back at the top of the hour for some character creation for Vigilantes of Landria. So
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
take care, everyone. We will catch you next time around here in just a little bit.